Russ Martin Show.
We didn't just start taking it for no reason. Carlos.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Just finished eating dinner.
At 6 o'clock?
Yeah, I ate early.
Yeah.
What's up?
What are some of the side effects of this Wellbutrin?
Initially, it's going to be a little bit of fatigue.
Yeah.
It's not going to be, well, some people act differently. Some people have had very bad emotional irritability with the medication once they started it.
I got that. I have that really bad right now.
Right now?
Yeah.
Hadn't you been off of it for a couple of days?
The Wellbutrin?
Yeah.
No, just one day.
Just one day?
Mm-hmm. Isn't that what I said?
I'm sorry? You restarted it again today or yesterday?
Today.
Today.
Because I was off of it yesterday, one day.
Yeah, but you were on 150 milligrams for about a period without that emotional lability.
Right.
That we call it.
I understand. I was there.
Could be the 300 milligrams that you're on now is just a little bit too much for you, so drop down to 150.
All right. And what's going to happen at 150?
Probably the same thing you were when you were taking it for the 2-week period of time. You won't get the labile effect, the emotional. I guess I'm assuming that you're a little short-tempered, testy, or whatever. It should go back down.
Yes, I said that.
You should not be experiencing that. There was a question of Cymbalta. Just Trey
Trey said he heard about that someplace.
Yeah, and I was going to call you afterwards.
Yeah, what is that?
Ask about it.
And you know, if you prescribe it for me, to go ahead and write 4 or 5 prescriptions because everybody up here is going to want to be on it. JD's on Wellbutrin. He got no clue why.
He knows why. He knows why. Yeah, it's like a 4th generation of the antidepressant. It's supposed to be you're taking it in the evening, and it's supposed to be not as labile as the other ones, kind of like the Zoloft.
I don't know what that means.
It doesn't have the roller coaster kind of emotional effects that you would say to right now at Wellbutrin. It doesn't do that. It's been on the market about 6 to 8 months, and a lot of patients are being switched over to it when they pretty much maxed out the other antidepressant effects and they're no longer working, or they haven't reached the potential of what the medication should be doing.
What's it called again?
Cymbalta.
Do I need that?
I was going to ask off the air to see if just to discuss it with you.
What do you want to know?
Well, number one, I wanted to know what effect you were getting on the Wellbutrin at the 300 milligrams, and I guess today answered the question. I haven't been listening, so I don't know. Have you been more short than before? I mean, kind of testy, irritable, short-tempered, just an edge, I guess.
Yes.
You have been?
Yes.
And there's nothing else that's going on. Everything is exactly the same, except for the increasing of the Wellbutrin.
Right.
There's no.
Why don't you ask me again and see if my answer changes?
Well, I want to be sure that I'm as specific as possible with you.
I'm pissed off, and I can't shake it.
Okay. Then Russ, go back down to the 150.
All right. Well, am I going to get the other benefits if I go back down to 150?
It was those 2 weeks that you were on it. Were you as testy as you are now on the 150? Mm-mm. How did you feel on the 150?
I felt okay, but I didn't get any. I didn't know why I was taking it.
Okay.
If I'm taking it just to get me irritable,
well, yeah, obviously, I guess it's worked then if that were the end result we were looking for, but it's not. Mm-hmm. Drop back down to 150. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then we'll see how you're doing. Probably tape you off of it because if you're not getting the effect that you were initially looking for when we first started this little adventure, then 300 you can't tolerate it because of the emotional lability that you're having. So we may have to take you off of it.
Okay. How long before this irritability goes away?
Well, if you drop down to 150, probably over the next 24 to 48 hours, you should start feeling like you were before.
All right.
Yeah, because you seemed pretty testy yesterday for a short period of time, and I was writing it off that you weren't on the medication. You'd been off it for a day.
Mm-mm. No, you showed up yesterday. I didn't know you were coming.
I was made aware that you kind of knew I was to take the blood. So
the last conversation you and I had was you weren't coming.
Russ, that was last week.
Okay. Have you and I talked since then, where you said you're coming to get blood?
Over the weekend, I tried to return your phone calls and left messages. And
so the answer is no.
Yesterday morning, assuming that he had spoken to you because he sees you every day.
No.
Okay. Bad assumption on my end. Fine.
So that had nothing to do with me being irritable.
I just told you when I saw you, kind of, you seemed kind of upset and stuff, and I don't know why. And now I found out that you were off the Wellbutrin release for a day, and so I gave you some other samples to get you back on the medication.
I'd love to stab you. I'm sorry, what?
Nothing.
Stab your doctor.
The Russ Martin Show.
How long have they been out front?
About 45 minutes.
What the hell is that? What is that about?
What?
You know what I'm talking about, those people out there. I drove around, made the block so I could see what their signs said, and I was even more confused.
What do the signs say?
Something about saving the crepes?
Crepe murder is one of them.
Crepe myrtle.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I get it. What did you do now?
You don't know any of the story?
Well, I know part of it. I know this is in reference to someone who has a show who talks about crepe myrtles and wants to save them, but I don't know how it ties into people on the side of the freeway holding signs.
Hold on a second. See if I still have the audio. We've been running these during in the bumpers.
Oh. Gardening tips from the Russ Martin Show. Chop and top your crepe myrtles. The Russ Martin Show encourages you to chop and top your crepe myrtles.
There are a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
Landscaping tips from the Russ Martin Show. Have a crepe myrtle? Then chop it or top it.
8 years here, and that's the only group with any balls to go stand up front.
Actually showed up. Well, that threatened, but no one showed.
Yeah, I expected, something entirely different. I knew they had to be picketing you, but not for that. That was just not a thing to vote against.
Gavin.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Man, I'm working.
Sound like you're in a happy mood.
This is just nuts. This is just unbelievable.
He sounds like he had just won a Grammy.
Yeah.
This is happening. It's me. It's all about me. I've been in my office for 45 minutes. Pinch, 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 pinch.
No, it's just surreal.
It's true. Pinch, 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 pinch. I can't wake up. Don't let me ride. Has anybody called you? Any media outlets?
Oh, my.
No.
Yeah.
Not even a CW33. It's across the street from the parking lot.
Yeah, they'll probably have video on the news tonight. Shot through one of their windows.
Yeah. It's windy. We don't want to go out there. Windy.
So how did this all come about? I still don't quite understand why they're...
Gavin said he got... You heard the line.
Right.
Okay, well, Gavin said he started getting calls from a group or groups and said that was irresponsible.
Groups of people.
That's their passion.
crepe myrtles.
We found a website.
Dan, see if you can find that article that the guy wrote for UT. What?
Were you asking me something? I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
Going through all the phone calls.
Oh.
All the people driving by on 183 saying, what are all these people standing in front of the station for? I can't read the signs. I'm driving by at 60, 65 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's stupid. A protest on a freeway.
Yeah, if you're on the service road, you can't miss it, though. And it was packed.
Yeah, I pulled up, and they were out there. I hung. Wait.
Yeah?
Came in.
What do they expect?
I actually stopped from laughing.
They're loud, too. They're out there making a bunch of noise and yelling about crepes. And, yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
What did you say? Oh, it was Gavin. Should we send out some food?
We have some, certainly. Some sugar babies.
The wireless won't reach that far, will it?
No.
What's the matter with you, Trey?
In excruciating pain for the 6th day.
Why don't you go home?
I still hurt there.
Oh. Okay. But we don't see you there. Your eyes are red, you're flushed. Are you going to pass out?
No.
Does this have anything to do with the protest? Are you overwhelmed?
Yes.
You're almost crepe myrtle-ish. You need a chair?
No.
What's the matter, Trey?
I've done something to my back, and I don't know if I pulled a muscle or what. And
I told you, have the operation, get a new spine. Take Gavin's. Low mileage.
Well, that's one cut in the week in review we won't have to play now.
Oh. How many cuts did you pull for the week?
I pulled 7 this week.
That's all we had?
Well, there's a lot of good ones, but you like the shorter ones. Some of them take a while, like the monkey porn, or whatever it was, like woodchuck porn. That one lasted, the better part of 7 minutes, off and on.
Is that one of the cuts?
Did you pull that down?
I actually did pull that, but that's on its own separate special disc because it needed its own.
yeah, we actually got an email about that.
Yeah.
Would you play the last 5 minutes of today's show tomorrow? Woodchuck porn was so funny, it made me hit a curb and ruin one of my wheels.
Is it funny to anybody else that we're ignoring the protesters?
It's kind of fun.
Well, really, what choice do you have? It's not like they're in the studio picketing. It's inevitable you're going to forget about them.
Yeah.
Send something out to them. We can. I bet we have mic cords that'll reach that far if you want to go out there.
Could Rose run something out there?
I'm sure he could.
Yeah.
Now, they're actually up on the service road. Do we have cords that long?
On how far it goes.
I'm sure we can get pretty close enough to holler at them and say,
Maybe bring one of them in.
No.
I don't mean in the studio. I mean closer to us in the yard.
No. Where's the cannon?
it's in back.
No.
Yes.
Sometimes you got to test people and see how fervently they believe it.
No. They jump into traffic.
Should have picked a different cause.
Definitely a different place.
And they're serious.
Or protest somebody that's not going to come get you. Whatever.
They're serious.
As far as I know.
Wow.
When Gavin brought this up earlier in the week, I didn't believe. Then he started following me off the air, trying to talk to me about it during breaks. Gavin, I don't believe it, and if it's real or not, I don't want to talk to you about it.
Right.
Well, you got to stop playing those liners, Gavin. You can't give in to every group that comes along. And why is it? Of the 4 or 5 years you've been here, this is the one thing that you're scared of.
Remember, they're more passionate about it. There's got to be something to it if Neil Sperry addresses it every week.
Neil Sperry's a nut.
Well, he's into this. These people.
It doesn't make any sense. It's a freaking plant.
With you.
Now, it's just crepe myrtles that they're concerned with. Other things, wisteria, and, they're all right.
No, they don't care anything about that. These groups get very myopic.
All right.
What is that loaded in the computer, Chloe?
Oh, that's doing the crepes.
I've already played all of them, didn't I?
Okay.
All right. What is line 2?
Someone offering to lend a hand if you would like.
Oh, all right. Just a matter of time before the cavalry showed up. Yes, TC.
Hey, Russ, I've got a couple of crepe myrtles I'll bring up there in the back of my truck. They're about 12 foot tall, and we can have a party with a chainsaw on them.
I'd rather burn one in effigy.
Okay, we can do that.
All right. Yeah, bring them up.
Campfires and burning things.
What do you want me to do?
And nothing.
You want me to go out there and apologize? Just because it's embarrassing, you want to go out there and go, all right.
No, stop. Just go home.
Because people are going to drive by, and they're going to see these signs. Think, what kind of programming the station got? How edgy could that be? Where their biggest protest is a bunch of plant people. Trey, you going to make it?
Yes.
You look horrible.
Thank you.
You feel that bad?
I hurt badly, but the pain pill will kick in here shortly.
Why'd you just now take it?
I took it about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. Saw him over here standing at the console trying to hang up the show notes, put it on the clipboard.
Or shot.
He's creating a breeze just from shaking.
He's having a really
knocking crap off the console.
Really hard time with it today.
I wonder if we opened up a pizza place, call it Trey's Pizza, if Shakey's would sue us. Hey, Gavin?
Yeah.
Would you see if Ruse can run a mic cord out front?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thank you. Gavin seems like he's just given up on this.
Yeah, he's in a great mood, even.
All right, how long is this, Dan? This woodchuck porn?
If I remember correctly, about 4.5 minutes. It starts out with somewhere near the beginning of me reading the news story about the new female woodchuck groundhog in Massachusetts.
I remember us giggling in the studio, but is it worth listening to again?
Uh-huh.
All right.
If for no other reason, Everett really needs to hear it.
That's right. I've always been woodchuck curious.
All right. Ms. G, that's short for groundhog, a 4-year-old woodchuck from the Massachusetts Audubon Society's Drumlin Farm, has been nominated to be the state's first official groundhog. If approved by the legislature this year, she would be the first female groundhog in the country to hold such a prestigious title.
Its time's come.
While some say the political climate seems right for a female woodchuck, there is natural reason that the shadow seeing had traditionally been left up to the males.
Yeah, they're normally the ones that do something.
Male woodchucks are...
No, with male woodchucks?
They're the ones that go out to get going.
Dan?
Yes, he's right. Male woodchucks are the early risers of winter, driven out of hibernation by their desire to mate.
Okay.
Females, on the other hand, lazy bitches, hang around their dens and wait for gentlemen callers.
Okay, well, it makes sense.
And that's the reason he would stick his head up out of the hole. He'd look around. I don't see no... What'd I say? I don't see any what?
P word.
Oh.
Clam.
Thank you.
It's coming better.
It's too cold to... So we go back in. You knew. You're going to have more winter.
I will never look at Groundhog Day the same way.
Why don't we leave now?
Yeah.
You ready, Chuck? All right, let's go. Is that superstition? All right, then, guys.
All right, for more information about the Russ Martin Show, including pictures, videos, shadows, and more, go to russmartin.com. To answer any question you may have about the show, go to russmartin.info. To instant email the show and only during the show, send that to studio@russmartin.com. Other show websites.
Part of his shadow he was looking for.
Here we go.
JohnDavidRyan.com, DanAntassos.com, DJClo.com, TreyTrenholm.com, and for Chuck on the keyboards, ChuckWheat.com. The official caterer of the Russ Martin Show is Sugar Babies Barbecue. Their website, SugarBabiesBBQ.com. Limo services provided by Limo George. His website, LimoGeorge.com.
What does that mean if he comes out and does that?
He looks out, he doesn't see any poon around, he goes back in and looks at, what is he?
Woodchuck.
Woodchuck porn.
Woodchucks on.
Squirrels. I don't know.
Russ gets his guitars and band equipment from the Guitar Center.
Take my name out of there.
Their website, GuitarCenter.com. The official liquor store of this show is the Majestic Fine Wine and Spirits.
WoodchuckFart.com.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Woodchuck's Apartment.
Street Woodchuck. Captain Woodchuck. Woodchuck Fiesta. Was that the last one? Woodchuck Fiesta?
I believe there's more.
Oh, no, it gets worse. I mean, better. The official site for Live 105.3 is live1053.com.
You guys tomorrow.
You can now listen to The Russ Martin Show anytime you want on the web at russmartin.info.
Do you guys leave the music in just to build the tension?
No, this is how it came off naturally.
What?
Not yet.
Live. When listening to the station, exercise caution. Because when you learn...
Don't even.
What's the last website you threw out, Dan?
2 woodchucks, 1 cup.
When listening to the station, exercise caution.
Oh,
Because when you learn what we're giving away, you're probably
what?
We're still not over.
No.
going to freak out.
The Shadow of the Moon, Border Town, Curb Your Enthusiasm Season 6, The Game Plan, Dallas Season 8, Kurt Cobain, About a Son, We Own the Night, Invasion, Michael Clayton.
Would that be an Asian woodchuck? I can't read what you wrote. Was that Boochucky? This show's hard to listen to.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, God. That's
I don't remember
It
something.
just came out of the blue. From a freaking woodchuck story.
What was line 1?
Someone was driving by on 183 and saw the protesters.
Oh. Yes, Mike.
If it wasn't bad enough on Fridays, it's already starting to slow traffic down with those morons out there.
People are slowing down to look?
I guess so. Must be the onlookers, rubberneckers.
Oh, all right. I'll take care of it. All right, run a mic cord out there and load the cannon. And then we'll break. We need a break? Yes. All right, we'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
Cheers.
What are you reading?
The Wesley Snipes verdict just came in.
Oh, don't tell me yet.
Well,
I can't hear. I can hear the... All right, I hear them now.
You're going to hear trucks. I've been hearing 18 wheelers go by and honk.
Did you look outside?
Yeah.
Still the same number of protesters?
Oh, yes. Very excited.
All right. Chloe, why don't you go look out front and see if the cops are out there? Look all over the place.
Okay.
Wonder why they'd be here.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe
they were just driving by and wanted to say hi with the siren.
All right. Well, I'll wait till Chloe comes back before we send Trey outside with a can.
Okay. Good call.
What does it say?
It says, the jury has reached a verdict in the tax evasion trial of Wesley Snipes. Snipes was found.
This was in, was it Florida?
Mm-hmm.
And they were worried about the racial angle of all this?
He tried to play that
card?
Yeah.
I'd say guilty.
not guilty of the serious charge of tax fraud, aiding and abetting in tax scheme.
He didn't pay taxes since the late 90s.
And failing to file a tax refund for 3 years between 1999 and 2004. He received a guilty charge for failing to file an income tax return for the 3 years 1999 through 2004. I don't understand that, Everett.
Why they would only pick those 4 years? Or 5 years?
Well, up here it says not guilty of the serious charge of tax fraud. Down here it says guilty of failing of... How can you be both?
Well, I know...
Well, one of them, tax fraud is one thing. Not filing isn't tax fraud.
Right. And I think one of the other charges of which he was found not guilty was conspiracy, which requires some sort of acting in concert among several people. At least that was the government's allegation in this case, which I think was...
Okay, that's fascinating. Shut up. Was anybody outside? You looked everywhere.
People, yeah. The people are still out there, but no cops that I saw.
All right.
Everywhere.
Where do you want to take that? Do you want somebody else to do this because you're sick?
No, I can do it.
All right. Take the cannon. Go back out back. Come around this way.
Okay.
So nobody can see you. And then let it rip.
Okay.
Take a few shells just in case. All right. Go ahead with what you were saying, Everett.
Well, I've lost my train of thought. Where was I?
Well, pick it back up.
Where was I?
Wesley Snipes. Not guilty of the serious charge of tax fraud, aiding and abetting in a scheme, and failing to file a tax refund for the 3 years between 19...
Okay, well, yeah. What's the penalty for the not filing? Because I haven't filed in a couple of years.
If Snipes could face up to 16 years.
That was inclusive of the more serious charges. I think now that he's been found not guilty on the conspiracy count, his exposure goes down. I'm not sure what it is, given what it is he's been found guilty of. But what I was originally saying about the conspiracy count is that the jury a couple of days ago came back with a question to the judge asking a more elaborate explanation of what was required in order for the government to prove conspiracy beyond a reasonable doubt, which suggested that they were struggling with that particular allegation. And I can understand their quandary because essentially what...
All right, stop it. I've had enough. All right, Trey didn't take a mic, so he can't talk back to me. The wireless mic, the wired mic is out there. Trey, let it rip anytime you're ready. You know, he took the wireless headphones. I don't know how far those reach.
I'm not sure they reach that far.
Chloe, run out there and tell him just to... Anytime. Tape this just in case. I don't want to say anything and miss it. They're happy protesters.
They are. They've been jumping around for an hour.
Ruse, just tell him to blow it. Now. You went the wrong way. Ruse came in, grabbed headphones. He can't hear you. Just go tell him. And then he goes out the front door. Oh, now.
Perfect timing.
I hit the delay. Somebody cussed out there.
You got them on tape, yes?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Rewind it. I got What happened?
They were scared.
Are they still out there?
After I fired it off, I watched them jump, scream, and then I went running back in.
Ruse came in here, tell him, what, your headphones stopped working out there?
Yeah.
He came in, he goes, I got to get more headphones. Just tell him to shoot at them. I don't need anything else. Chloe, give me your headphones. So good. Thank you. Here's what you missed. We're not very stealthy, though.
No.
You got Ruth outside screaming at Chloe to go.
Boy, go, shoot!
Now, you actually went out back and around so nobody could see where it came from.
Absolutely.
All right. Chloe, why don't you go check out front and see if they scattered? Your headphones are already off. Don't reach for them.
It's like something I do.
Then come back in. Want to hear it again?
Yes, please. All day.
Hello! Now!
What is it, Everett?
He goes, free the crepe myrtles right before you hear the explosion.
Free your pals.
What'd you see?
They were scattering.
Pussies.
Wow, they get fired by a cannon.
They don't know where it came from.
I imagine they figured out it was us.
Why would they know? Most of them aren't, from what we can tell, aren't listeners. If you were a listener, will you protest here?
No.
Because this is one of the few stations that'll come get you.
I don't think they thought we'd really come get them. Over. Crepe myrtles.
They came up here.
I know, they were here on our property. You're right.
Yeah, they were actually on the grass. Trespass?
Potentially, yes.
All right, homestead law.
No, it isn't. Homestead law.
If it ain't.
You don't shoot cannons at people.
It's trespassing.
You still can't shoot a cannon at them over trespassing. You can shoosh them. You can call the police on
Well,
them.
you know what? We're shooting blanks. Just consider that a loud shoosh. God.
Protest over. Go home.
This noise. Wish we hadn't laughed so I could have heard what else happened. Gavin sent me an IM. They got pictures and a video. Oh. Not of the cannon, but just of them out front. I guess it's on the live what's our website?
KL.
Live.
All right. So it's on there because it ain't on my website. Dan, put the news down.
And then they shot her with a cannon.
We didn't even think to take a video camera outside for this.
Oh, no. Watch them scatter and jump.
I'm surprised that the KDAF from across the street didn't come over to cover this. Because normally that's all they cover is news that they can see from outside.
Yeah, from the parking lot.
It's very convenient.
When they covered the police fire parade, they just shot it from their driveway because it went straight up 183.
Right.
Special over crashes. I hope it doesn't hear.
When we see it, you see it.
We're first on the scene on 183.
Again.
Yes, please.
Dan will do news after this. And then he goes out the front door. Oh, what is line one?
Guy was saying he was standing by the building. He says the police have shown up.
Why?
To shoo away the protesters.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Jason.
Hey, Ross, I was sitting outside. The cannon shot definitely scared the crap out of the man. Every one of them jumped. But then right after that, cops showed up, shoot them all away, but now they're all starting to show back up.
Oh, that's too bad.
So you can definitely get them again, man.
All right. Thank you, sir. We'll give them time, a little refractory period, and then you go back out there for another round. All right. Anything before we get to news? Although it's been an exciting day. It's only 4 o'clock.
Already.
I'm sure in their mind, again, if all of this was legit, because it still seems squirrely, I think we're gonna protest. Most groups think, well, we're safe, we're protected. We've got First Amendment.
Yeah, First Amendment.
We got freedom of speech. You're also on my land.
You're on my land.
Get out of my yard.
I don't believe that's funny that the cop showed up to shush them, not to go. Who fired the cannon?
What are you holding?
I got some emails about our.
Paul, give me the bottle, will you? Thanks. What?
taxes and things, how your opinion doesn't matter.
I'll let the tax thing go.
This guy thinks your opinion doesn't matter anyway. You make more money than God. So his opinion doesn't.
You know about this, Everett?
Yeah, the rebate. Is that what we're talking about?
And JD's still twisted because first he was twisted because he wasn't going to get it.
Right.
Then when it went to the Senate.
Yes.
All right. Then it looked like they were going to take the cap off, and JD would get some cash.
Okay.
They put the cap back on. JD retwisted.
So he's upset all over again.
Right.
Yes. Everybody should get it, especially if you put more in. That just makes sense.
We got that. But you're not going to get anything.
That's not how it works.
Just get over it, it says.
Well, it should.
Well, but
I'm trying not to argue JD's side just so I got something to jump on him with. But you put more into something, you should get more back.
You don't need it.
Well, that's true.
I don't need it. That's not the argument.
Well, the purpose of it is to help the economy generally for everyone. And if that happens, every dollar that we have will be worth more in terms of buying power. So it ultimately does help you, JD, if it has the intended effect.
But the intended effect, if you were to give JD some cash, he would go spend it. Same effect.
Well, not.
You have poor people buying things that they don't deserve.
That's certainly one argument.
Well, that's the best one. Giving people money that they can't manage, well, here's some more. Maybe you get lucky this time.
This guy says your opinion doesn't matter anyway. You make more money than God. I had to work many hours overtime to make a gross of $65,000.
I didn't just come into cash.
I paid almost $15,000 in taxes, so wah, one of you guys cry. Now Russ is going to tear up Amy's check. Just proves how ignorant he is about and how he cannot relate to blue-collar workers.
When I was in college, I worked 2 jobs and went to college. When I was in radio, first job, I'm still working at Pizza Inn at the same time. This didn't just come into fashion 20 years ago where all of a sudden I get cash.
No, I know you didn't win a lottery or a lawsuit. Sorry. But really, guys, if you paid in, you should, now you flip-flops. You paid in, you should get money back no matter what your income. When I respect and then he goes off on President Bush.
What about Bush?
While I respect the office of President Bush, he's not the brightest bulb in the lamp. You won't have to worry when Hillary and Obama get in. All you shock jocks will be outlawed because they both want to remove your rights, our Constitution, to turn us into another version of Russia with more government control. I hope that you, JD, and Russ...
All right, I was kidding. I didn't really care about the Bush thing. What is line 2?
Oh, he was, that's our Robert that calls on all the time.
Oh, well, never mind. Yes, Robert.
I was at a meeting at the Metro Grill last Sunday at 12:30. When I walked in about 11:45 or 12 o'clock, everybody was kind of jumpy. And I just got curious. I said, well, what's somebody get robbed? Was there like a fire or something? She goes, no, there was this loud explosion early this morning. We were kind of wondering all what it was. And I didn't put one together and come up with 2 until you were talking Monday about being at the Fitzhugh building that morning, and they heard that down the block.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Robert. Do we keep that audio?
Which was that? I couldn't hear it.
Go get your freaking headphones.
He's got mine.
Take them back. You're 4 feet from me. You can't hear me?
I can't hear. No.
What did I have?
Do we have the audio?
We have the audio of terrorizing the shows this past weekend.
Yes, that's right.
I'm going to ask.
Okay.
Because I stopped the testosterone a couple of days ago.
Did you? Okay.
Is this me or is it him?
A little bit of both. You're a little edgy, and he was being a little bit slow.
You're stupid.
Not stupid.
You told me to get my headphones to Trey.
I just defended you. In your defense, you're an idiot. Give me the audio. Now, how does that make me edgy?
You've just been this week. If you've stopped it, probably by Monday, you'll be okay. But you've been a little bit edgy this week.
I'm edgy when I deal with idiots.
And that's why you're edgy every day.
How long before we need to break?
7 minutes.
All right.
To learn sign language to talk to him, even though it would help.
Well, I'm looking right at him talking. I can't hear you. You're this far from me. Headphones or no, you still should be able to catch most of it.
You're 5 feet.
All I heard was,
shut up!
The audio. My earphones have been in the whole day.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Thanks. This past weekend, we went out and tested the cannon with a few different shows that were on the air.
Excellent.
Open, so it's
I understand, but
the only pisser to all of it is nobody reacted.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm just saying I got tired of pruning them twice or 3 times a year and decided I'd put something else in that would stay shorter. So, but you'll get to that point eventually, especially if the disease moves in, since there's no control for it.
We had to go to the front of the Fitzhugh building, and aim the cannon upwards.
Awesome. God, I wish I'd known.
Vibrations, noises.
That one was an accident.
Well timed.
Vibrations, noises. One that we get a lot of is
it sounds like an atomic bomb going off about 5 miles away.
Anytime you get any type of walls around this cannon, when we shot it off in the building, it wasn't as loud as we thought it was going to be. But you take it outside, you get the reverb.
Oh, yeah. It's brutal.
Especially in our parking lot.
Oh, thank you. Next up, we're going to talk to Billy in Irving. Hey, Billy.
Howdy.
Good morning.
I got a 97 DMC, 350 in it.
Right.
How many times did you fire it?
These are different shows.
Yeah, but I mean, how many times total?
5.
Awesome.
Terrorized the whole weekend.
We're going to talk to Billy in Irving. Hey, Billy.
Howdy.
Good morning.
I got a 97 DMC, 3/4 ton with 350.
How do you know after that? It sounds like bad gas in your car. There's another one that I recorded over here because we did it Saturday after band practice.
Okay.
And some pet show was on in the other studio. I don't know what I did with it. Let's see if this is it.
You're getting away.
No. I'll dig for it during the break. Wait, this might be it. That ain't it. No.
Put in to help.
Here it is.
Okay.
Put in to help him decrease his weight, but it was all natural. The dogs did really well. The vet was very pleased to see these rescue dogs that were underweight gain weight.
Nothing. Unbelievable.
Well, they don't expect that. They must think it's a car backfiring or something. And the professionalism,
and that the what?
The professionalism kicks in, and they
something in that close proximity. Because
I jumped out of my skin,
especially here in this building, because soundproofing is a fantasy.
Right? They don't know from that.
All right. Anything before we start news now?
Are we going to start?
Yeah. What are the phone lines? Are the protesters really back?
That's what this guy's saying.
All right. We'll rerun the mic. We'll send the Trey reload the camera.
Okay.
We'll do that after the next break. How we doing, Club?
Breaking 3.
All right. Ready to go then?
Yeah.
Okay. You want legal? 404 at KLLI, Dallas Fort Worth, Texas. Dan O'Malley's here with news.
Thank you, Russ. Friday, February 1st, 2008. Birthdays today. Pauly Shore turns 40. Lisa Marie Presley is also 40. Sherman Hemsley turns 70. Garrett Morris is 71. Rick James would have been 60 today. And on Saturday, Shakira turns 31. Christy Brinkley is 54. Farrah Fawcett, almost on her deathbed, is 61. Tommy Smothers is 71. And on Sunday, Nathan Lane turns 52. Morgan Fairchild is 58. And Fran Tarkenton turns 68. Outside of Baghdad.
Who poured Jack into my Fresca?
I did.
Why?
Why don't you calm down a little bit?
Okay.
It's working already. This out of Baghdad, remote control.
I just tasted it. I didn't remember pouring that in there.
Oh, yeah. Just trying to help you out.
I got it. Go ahead.
Remote-controlled explosives strapped to 2 mentally handicapped women detonated in a coordinated attack on pet bazaars Friday in Baghdad, killing at least 73 people in the deadliest day since the U.S. sent 30,000 extra troops to the capital this spring. Iraqi officials said the women apparently were mentally disabled and the explosives were detonated by remote control, indicating that they may not have been willing attackers and what could have been a new method by suspected Sunni insurgents to subvert stepped-up security measures.
How do you go back and rectify that with your God that now you're using retarded people to carry out your mission?
They're martyrs.
They're doing
These retarded people don't know that.
Well, all the more they're able to serve their God by sacrificing themselves for the greater good.
That and under a jihad, it's almost anything goes.
That's one of the more jacked up things.
Again, it's their way of serving. We're letting them serve. They're not smart enough to come to us and serve. We're allowing them to go to God. That's the way they think.
So I'm going to strap TNT to your ass.
Absolutely. They threaten people's families into doing this. Because if I lived in that part of the world, I'd volunteer. Yeah, me.
Maybe that's why suicide bombing's popular. Because really, if this is all I got to look forward to, if this is my chance to get to heaven.
We keep getting... Go ahead.
Oh, they think they're going to die for Islam, go to heaven, get 70 virgins or whatever it is, and be revered.
We get emails from soldiers over there. They say this is the worst hole in America, in the world. There's nothing but dirt, dust, bugs, and dirt and heat. And
they got a waiting line for suicide bombers.
Me? My turn?
Go ahead, Dan.
The bronze medallion embedded in the pavement behind the Commercial Bank of Texas is easy to overlook. About the size of a DVD, it barely registers as a bump for the cars pulling into the drive-thru window. But it is there, engraved with the name of the Space Shuttle Columbia and the date 5 years ago that the spacecraft exploded over the skies of eastern Texas. The metal disc serves as a quiet tribute to the spot where a piece of the shuttle's wing crashed to Earth in downtown Nacogdoches. 5 years after Columbia disintegrated 39 miles over Texas as it returned from a 16-day mission, it's clear the identity of this community will be forever twinned with the fate of that shuttle.
I watched cockpit video inside the shuttle earlier this week.
Okay.
Of the what was the one? It was Columbia.
Yeah, Columbia.
Unless NASA didn't release all of it, and I'm going to guess they didn't. They had no clue what was going on.
No, absolutely not. Even the people on the ground were surprised. They were going, we're getting odd tire readings. What is that? Well, those are the tires exploding with the heat. I mean, up until the time it went, I don't think anybody had a clue. Because the last transmission was, Columbia, we have odd tire pressures. I'm getting odd tire pressures. Because one side at that point had exploded. And the tire had in the heat.
But you think there would be some type of warning, because as you re-enter, the heat, although it's a lot, it's a gradual build. It's not just instantaneous. No, so you would think there would be something more than just you're out.
I think it just was shaking so much, and you don't know really what to expect, and the heat just got to him so fast. I think it was a matter of seconds.
Probably didn't take long at all. And it's probably just a matter of just sensors, like the thing with the tires, that what else do they have to go by, really?
All right. Are we doing, Chloe?
I need a break.
Right now?
Yes.
Anything light to go into the break with, Dan?
Do the orangutan story.
Good choice. Make an excellent maitre d'. You got the monkey story?
Yeah, I just got it.
All right.
Another football expert has weighed in on the upcoming Super Bowl. Amber, the Louisville Zoo's 20-year-old orangutan, predicts the New England Patriots will prevail against the New York Giants this Sunday. Amber was given a choice between Patriots and Giants t-shirts. She first grabbed the Giant shirt, but then grabbed the Patriot shirt. Then after going back and forth between the two for a while, she eventually put on the Patriot shirt.
Maybe someone had on the Patriot shirt.
The video is hilarious. He's going back and forth. She puts it on. People erupt and clap. Shut up! It's a monkey. Put on a shirt.
Doesn't make any difference. Obviously, it's got the same meaning as the Puxatawny Phil.
Probably so. It was just funny that everybody was like, "Woo!"
And there's got to be some porn website here.
No, we're done with porn.
Is there already spunk monkeys?
Not that I've seen. I say let's roll with that.
Lord.
All right. All right, Trey, load the cannon.
Will do.
And run the mic back outside.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. To the Russ Martin Show.
I'll trade to go ahead and go out. I get set up, and then we'll do the cannon again after traffic.
You have a crowd out there.
Gavin said some of them had left, though.
Oh, are they? Okay. I mean,
they're protesters. They're not fire ants. Hi, Gail.
Hi.
What do you got?
I got Don Davis Auto Group and a lot of traffic. Westbound LBJ at 35, they cleared a wreck, but you're backed up all the way to 75 Central. On the tollway southbound before Lovers Lane, stall vehicle in the right lane. It's heavy from Walnut Hill. Northbound 408 before the Walton Walker merge, the left lane's blocked, and that's causing a backup to East. In Plano, northbound 75 at Legacy, the left lane's blocked, backed up to the Bush Turnpike. In Denton County, Corinth, southbound 35 at Post Oak Shady Lane, a wreck in the right lane, and you're backed up into Denton to South Loop 288. In Denton, northbound 35 at Swisher Road, the left lane's blocked, causing a backup to the Lake Louisville Bridge. I'm Gail Lightfoot on the Russ Martin Show.
Thanks, Gail. Very cold tonight, actually. 25 for the overnight low. Then warming up tomorrow into the mid-60s. Actually mid-70s by Sunday. 59 now at Live 105.3.
What is line one? Is that another band?
No, actually just a general question about the white trash party.
Yes, Joey.
When does y'all start selling tickets for the white trash party?
Couple months. Yeah. Hang on a second. Gavin, when do those go on sale?
We're looking to get them on sale in a couple weeks.
Oh, really? Thanks, Joey.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be a month out. That's right.
Is that normally what we do?
Yeah, about a month. We start a month out. One year, I think there was even a discount early. Oh, man.
Is that what we're going to do this year?
Yeah, actually, we're looking to start it out and keep it as low as possible, $10.
To start with?
Yeah.
And then we'll go up to, or do you know yet?
I'm not really sure. We'll probably make it more expensive at the door.
I don't think we've ever had it for $10, have we?
That's cheap.
Never.
All right. And what's the name of the company that's going to bring out the carnival?
Outrageous Adventures.
Are they going to charge us?
No.
Say it again.
Outrageous Adventures.
All right. How many different things are they bringing out?
Oh, we hope to have about 8 to 10 different things. I mean, everything from skee ball to throw balls at jugs to, if it's available, there's an interactive, the gun where you can have 6 people shooting at the same time.
Yeah, it's called a hold-up.
Yeah. No. So we'll have a green screen where people can take pictures, saying the white trash party, and they'll have a picture for them in 30 seconds. It's going to be really cool.
All right. So, all right, I got to go. Trey just came back. Why are you back in here?
Someone spotted me and they all ran.
Pussies.
They've been shot at once before. They're a little shell-shocked.
You're either going to protest or you're not.
I ain't going to protest.
That's right. If you're protesting, that means you're dedicated to a cause. So much so that you're willing to take time out of your day and come down here with a sign. And
how do you do that? We've talked about this before. How do you go protest at these different events if you have a job?
I think, some of the bigger protests, they actually pay people to come in and protest.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
They're hired hands. Some of the real big ones are, yeah.
Also, if you're going to protest somebody, you don't do it on the freeway where traffic's moving 60, 70. Right. Because then you can't see the signs, and all they know is there's a group out there pissed about something.
A bunch of people standing around.
You just don't know what. So there was nobody left?
No. They were still chanting away, but I don't know, maybe one of them, they were jointly looking out for me because when I stuck around cars over by the tree in front.
It's disappointing.
Cannon Man is back.
All right. What is line one?
It's a landscaping question.
Is this crepe myrtle related?
Of course.
I believe I'm done with that.
Yeah. All right.
Unless they come back. All right. Ready for more news?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right, 425. Dan's here with more news.
Thank you, Russ. Frederick Campbell is a bishop with the Archdiocese in Columbus, Ohio, and he's telling Catholics, specifically Irish Catholics, not to celebrate St. Patrick's Day this year. No beer, no parades. The reason he gives is for the first time since 1941, St. Patty's Day is during the week before Easter. And, of course, that week is the Holy Week and the most sacred week of the entire year.
So that's their big concern.
Yes. They don't want any, partying, carrying on. Or
just one day.
He's pointing out this one specific day. I have heard priests, bishops, whatever, trying to completely, dissuade people from their standard St. Patrick's partying day. What's the matter, John?
So we're worried about this, but we're not worried about weenies.
Yeah. That's the reason I asked. They're worried about this one day, but the rest of the year it's okay to run amok.
Don't drink beer on the day before Holy Week. No, molestation. Don't look this
It's just amazing the Catholic Church or anybody associated with the Catholic Church would address anything short of pedophilia.
Oh, there's...
Now, I know, granted, as far as marketing goes, that's not good. What is it, Trey?
There was a story this week or last week about the exhibit, I think it's called Bodies in Motion, where they showed the human bodies in various states, like muscular, skeletal.
I think didn't you go to see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
But there was a Catholic priest, I forgot, I think it was in Cincinnati or somewhere, that was objecting to it because he said it was almost sinful to see bodies undressed,
But you have Catholic priests that are moved from church to church because nobody wants to actually address the problem.
For years, not just one, not just two, but it was just the trend. It was like, oh, we have another one. Moving them on.
And tens of millions of dollars in settlements paid.
That's the part that's amazing to me.
Has the Vatican ever addressed this?
Not really. They like to kind of distance themselves and make it more of an American problem.
It's still part of the Catholic Church.
I believe there was a papal edict that said...
So they're probably still just covering it up everywhere else.
Very possible. Well, hell, you still see new cases coming up. I think there was a papal edict that said if anything like that happened again, that priest was to be removed from working with children.
But could still be a part of the church.
Yeah, because you can always be forgiven for your sins.
But society, it's still against the law. How are you protected?
I don't know that you are. I mean, just because the Pope says it's okay doesn't mean you have a legal defense, as you say. These people should be in prison.
They've gone back and sued some.
Sure. Yeah. Well, and sometimes there's statute of limitations issues because of the passage of time.
Well, you're also going to that would be the biggest one.
Right.
You think that's enough of a setup?
I believe so.
All right.
Obviously, the Pope is going to have to address this again.
We've fallen. We've forgotten.
I don't know what it is with you and these wieners.
They're very attractive.
We don't touch the wieners.
No.
You want the weenie.
Yeah.
Especially after you drink. The weenie will get you into trouble. The weenie is a meanie. So again, I'll address my list of things to do to stay away from with the weenies. Do not watch Spartan movies with the weenie. Do not play a Houdini with the weenie. Weenies like to play. Here's a list of things to never play with a weenie. Pong. Mystery date. Mousetrap. Super password. Battleship.
That would seem
Pick off sticks. You heard me.
I got you.
Never play Wheelo with a weenie.
Wheelo.
Don't play Hungry Hippos, Photon, Slip and Slide, Think Command, the Missouri State Lottery, or Merlin.
Missouri State Lottery, huh?
Now the Pope has to back up.
Okay.
We don't play Hungry Hippos with a weenie. Or Photon. We don't play Slip and Slide, Think Command, the Missouri State Lottery, or Merlin with a weenie. We don't play Barbie's Country Camper with a weenie. We also don't play Chuga Chuga Choo Choo, Pop Up a Pirate, Win Binstein's Money, Card Sharks, The Joker's Wild, Match Game 76-77, or something. With me so far.
I'm with you. I agree with most of them.
Other things to not play with anyone's weenie. Okay. Silly sand. Whammo Air Blaster.
I understand that.
We also don't play Kerplunk, Hugo Man of 1,000 Faces, watching television, or look through a GAF Viewmaster. That's the dope from the Pope. I'm here all week try the fish.
Very nice.
Took me 2 hours to find those games online.
Some of those I haven't thought of in years.
I don't know what some of them are. Anybody know what Chugga Chugga Choo Choo is?
No.
I threw that in just because it kind of went.
Yeah.
I know what the Missouri State Lottery is.
Uh-huh. I remember Kerplunk.
Well, do you know what, what was it? Tank Command?
Tank Command. That is actually, I think, a video game on Atari.
I think he's right.
Yeah, Tank Command is an old Atari game. That was not much further after, like Pong. That's one of the first generation Atari games.
What was the game with was that actually Battleship? You talking about Battleship?
You put the pegs in. You do G5 or whatever.
They had that, then they had the electronic one.
The electronic one sucks, I thought. It wasn't much fun. So I like the kind of like.
And you had the sound effects with the electronic one?
That, but I like the quietness of it all. So, I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah. What do you mean the quietness? It's a war game.
I don't know, but it's just kind of like a strategic thing, and I just want the quiet.
Let me see what else threw me off. You don't remember Wheelo?
Oh, of course, Wheelo, yeah.
Trey, do you?
No, I had. Was that the thing that's magnetic and it comes over down around?
You just swing it up and down with your wrist. Wheelo. Still no?
No, sorry.
All right.
I'm with you. I know what you're talking about.
I think that was it. And nobody knows Chugga Chugga Choo Choo?
I'm on that one. As fun as it sounds.
I like the match game, 76, 77.
70.
Thinking that's a Brett Summers thing.
You just want to make sure that you get the appropriate years. Match game 74 and 75 are all right.
Mousetrap. And Mousetrap. My sisters and I played that.
We would get Mousetrap, and you'd put it. Do you know what that is, right?
No.
It's a board game, and as you play, you construct this Mousetrap. It's almost like knocking over dominoes, and they all knock the other ones down. But one thing would happen, and how do you explain this?
Yeah, you're explaining it.
I'm stammering.
Well, yeah, there is that.
After you construct the entire thing, I think you roll a marble, and it trips all these different things, and the thing falls on the mouse. We never played the game. We just put it together.
Gotcha. We always played the game. Did you hear about the kids that killed somebody playing Monopoly? This I understand.
Monopoly?
Yes.
All right.
Monopoly it's amazing not more people die with Monopoly. Yesterday, 4 people in Hartford, Connecticut said guilty. First of all, it takes forever, and then when you get to the end, and you're broke, and you lose, and then you get pissed off, and whoever's winning is right in your puss with all the cash.
Well, that's why you pass out all the property ahead of time.
Huh? Well, plus, then you always got to keep tabs on whoever's got a hold of the cash, because normally that's the squirrel.
I know. These people pled guilty to killing their friend over a game of Monopoly. Exactly what happened during the game isn't clear. I know what happened. All 4 people, aged 18 to 22, ended up killing an 18-year-old. Alexandria Desmond because of the game Monopoly. The murder happened back in April of last year. Alexandria had run away from home.
What actually would that name be?
Alexandria.
Why don't you try that one. See how it flows.
Alexandria had run away from home to play the game Monopoly with her friends. The game led to an argument, which it always does, and the other 4 people ended up attacking her and killing her.
Well, she must have had Park Place.
Spin the wheel for Everett. The only problem with torturing Everett is he gets into it.
Yeah, enjoys it.
Well, some of it's kind of cool.
What do you get?
Tickle Fest.
No. Have we ever shocked Everett?
I believe we have.
Say it landed on that.
Shocking Everett.
All right.
Oh, okay, cool.
We ever hooked you up to the TENS unit?
I don't think so. I mean, I've been shocked in other ways and wore rocket skates.
All right, you don't have to do this right now, John.
All right.
Look, give you guys a chance to set up.
Right.
To make sure it's got a new battery.
Yeah, we'll change it out.
Because you wore it out. Was it last night or the day before?
Day before.
The day before.
On Club.
Yeah,
All right, go ahead, Dan.
Okay. Once again, ExxonMobil made more money last year than any publicly traded company ever, thanks to higher oil prices. For 2007, the Irving oil giant made a profit of $40.61 billion. Though Exxon didn't produce as much oil this year as last, the company's product fetched a much higher price, of course, boosting earnings.
And on the different talk shows, you got people calling in, want to know why Exxon, and Trey's already addressed this, or why they don't. Why don't they put that back and drop some of the prices?
Want to cut us some slack? No.
You're running a company.
Well, that's what they always say.
And how do you go back and address that with the investors? We're going to cut back on gas prices because we feel guilty. I invested in your company because I want to make money, not because I give a rat's ass about anybody.
I guess. Yeah, that's true. And they also say a lot of this money that they have to post as profit actually goes back into research and development. That was the twist they had last time.
What R&D? We know where the oil is.
We're out looking for it. We're out searching.
Yeah, they're still looking for more oil.
And how much does that cost?
Probably quite a bit when you have to.
Well, they've got $40 billion. How about if you just spiff me something?
It's not like they're the only ones who produce gas.
That don't make any difference. It's irritating because gas has gone back up another 4 or 5 cents over the past couple of days. When they report it, just keep it to yourself. Don't tell me that you made $40 billion.
You can't keep it to themselves.
And I'm getting fingered at the pump for $3 a gallon. Again, it's our fault. Because the gas prices, and we don't like the carpool, we don't like mass transit, we don't like the HOV lane, we don't like high mileage. We like high mileage cars, we just don't want to buy them. So again, our dependency is our fault. But at a certain point, it's pissing me off.
They've always done it, and they always will. And again, it's everything. And Tracy explained it before. It's not necessarily gasoline, right? That's the problem?
No, I mean, it's what light sweet crude's going for. Again, on the open market, and then gasoline itself is traded on the open market as well. And they have to post their earnings because of the SEC. Every quarter.
Well, then lie about it. Well, you just tell your investors, here's what we made. Keep it to yourself.
Under the table.
It's going to be a lot better PR for us overall if people don't think we're making $40 billion.
And they're getting, it wouldn't be bad, like you said, if the prices were still around $2. I don't think this looks so obviously bad.
Well, they're making most of this money because they have a lot of oil, more than any other company, really.
They're making this money because they're selling us gas.
They're making money because they're selling oil.
Okay, well, then we turn into gas.
Yeah.
All right, that's where the money's coming from. I don't use that many oil products at home as far as just eating it up. But I use a lot of gas.
They're selling it to other refineries and whatnot.
A lot of people want to blame, what is it, Asia?
Yes.
China? But a lot of their exports come back to us anyway. So it's really, again, our fault because we're contracting with China to send stuff back over here. It's our fault. We got nobody to blame but ourselves. But I'm getting sick of hearing about these profits. Just tell me you lost something once.
Be like a regular company.
Yeah.
Have profits and losses.
Just at least up and down.
And they'll go back and show you, 8-9 years ago, when oil traded at $10, $12 a barrel, they were losing their ass.
How could you lose your ass?
Well, it probably cost them a certain amount to produce each barrel. They just weren't making a lot of money.
Somebody's lying.
You said you wanted them to lie.
Make it believable. At least say you didn't make as much this year as you did last year.
We misplaced a couple of billion. It's been a bad year.
All right, go ahead, Dan.
For 12 years, Mike Nicolettos put his life on the line as a Davie, Florida police officer promoted to sergeant 6 years ago. He arrested drunks, nabbed burglars, responded to violent accidents, and twice ducked bullets.
Is this the one that they let go?
Yes.
Okay.
Now the married father of 3 sits home battling high blood pressure and feeling betrayed by the town he spent more than a decade serving. Nicolettos, who's 37, accuses Davie of illegally firing him. He says he lost his job January 9th because of a heart attack he had while on duty in May. Davie also fired Lieutenant Greg Mize the same day. Like Nicolettos, Mize had been unable to return to work after suffering multiple heart attacks. The town sent both officers letters dated January 3rd terminating them because they could no longer perform their jobs and needed to be replaced. Mize, who was 47, had worked for the town for 21 years. Florida law presumes police officers and firefighters with heart disease got it from on-the-job stress. So the law in Florida requires cities and counties to pay workers' comp and retirement benefits to officers and firefighters with heart-related illnesses. The town violated that state law as well as workers' comp statutes when it fired them.
You would have hoped they would have checked with the city attorney before they popped these guys for having an ailment, especially if they had a heart attack and if they go back and attribute it to the stress on the job.
What city was it, Dan?
Davie, Florida.
How big is that? I'm just curious from the standpoint of the city attorney.
It doesn't matter. You still probably have somebody that went to college.
Maybe. I mean, but if it's a really small town, they may not have a city attorney.
So But still, they're police officers. They're going to have a chief of police. The chief of police should have the responsibility and the knowledge to know that that law exists in the state of Florida.
Especially if it's going to affect him, or it could affect him at one point or another.
Yeah, on a number of different levels. One, keeping your officers safe and what happens to them while they serve underneath you and for the city.
All right.
Speaking of police and fire, the fire marshal inspector is coming back on the 13th, I was told.
Of February?
Uh-huh.
Why?
To probably see if everything that he told us to do is done.
Uh-oh. Well, what things do we have to... Shut up, Everett. What things we got to get done?
Well, he gave Jay a list, things like that.
Did they say anything about our explosives?
They didn't see them. We played hide and seek with them. No.
So the answer is no.
No.
So they're concerned with our power strip?
Yes. The power strip.
All right. Get a new one of those.
All right.
And move the fireworks away from it.
Okay.
So what all do they want done?
It doesn't make any difference. I showed up yesterday. Everybody's running in circles. All right. What's the issue? Fire marshal's here. Well, why aren't you guys running in circles? They were shuffling the fireworks back and forth. They go put it. He checked this studio. So they took the fireworks out of JD's office, brought them back in here, and it was just like a shell game.
Gotcha.
Chaos. And then they put them all back here behind me.
Well, of course. Well, they finally stuck them in Gavin's office.
Excellent.
We got an email about that. Don't you think it's a bit hypocritical of you to have a foundation for police and firefighters, yet you run around and hide things when the fire inspector is doing his job? Shouldn't you be helping him?
Yeah. And we did.
How did we help him?
So he could leave here and go inspect other places.
Less paperwork.
Yeah, you find a box.
I can't even imagine. Everett, the amount of fireworks we got up here, what kind of fine would that be?
Oh, well, even one stick is a $2,000 fine. So, I mean, if they really wanted to get chicky about it, I guess they could charge you, per item. I've never seen that done. But each one's a Class C, but up to a $2,000 fine. It's
but still just a ticket.
Yes.
All right. Where are they now?
I'm not sure.
Do you know, Trey?
I don't.
Because I didn't... When the last place we had them put was Gavin's car?
Gavin, where are the fireworks?
They're back in JD's office.
All right.
Great.
Thanks. You got 2 weeks. Shut up.
I'll get rid of them.
How are we doing, Club?
Need a break.
All right. We'll be back. Oh, hang on. Everett, do you know about Johnny England?
Yes.
How did you hear about it?
Last week. We talked about it last Friday.
All right. She resigned and it was going to be effective in the middle of February.
Correct.
They sent her an email yesterday and told her she was out.
You're kidding.
A really terse, nasty little email, too.
You've got to be kidding me.
She got an email from Jim Bennett?
Yes.
Who's that?
Some new guy?
He's vice president of the board of directors.
All right. I've never heard of him.
Right.
She gets an email from him yesterday that said, I'll become interim director, executive director for the shelter until further notice. She sends back an email that says, you mean when I'm gone? He said, no, I mean now. You can use your office until the middle of February.
That's the thanks she gets for her years of service.
22.
That's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
And he'd already told the staff. Everybody knew but her.
Met with everybody but her, as opposed to the other way around of saying that, look, here's what, since you resigned, we've decided this is going to be best to go this route. Forward. How do you want to address it? Instead of having her be the last one that's going to find out about it.
How long has Jim Bennett been affiliated with them?
I never heard of him. I know Johnny's been there since the mid-'80s.
Sure.
When it was, an S-hole, and then she got different monies coming in. A lot of it from is it the C family?
Yes.
And that's how they ended up in a multi-million-dollar facility.
Right.
We had several emails. People think you should start your own shelter.
I'm probably going to just, first I'm going to resign from the board of advisors, because those meetings are a pain.
You've never been to one.
And the sad thing is, the animals are still there. They have no say in this. They don't know what's going on. So you're going to have people that are going to hold back on donations, stick it someplace else. The shelter's going to suffer. And the people that really need to get it aren't.
Well, and you want someone with compassion and understanding in that job, and it doesn't sound like this Bennett guy reeks of that.
Again, I don't understand the logic behind a lot of it. They wanted to restructure, bring in a GM, and have her answer to the GM and other things. The assets are up to like $2.5 million.
So it's doing well.
They adopted over 3,000 animals last year, which I think is up
400, I believe.
Okay. And there was something else in the mix there. So there's I don't know what I'm missing, but we don't have everything here.
But they're clearly trying to fix something that is not broken.
Unless they thought she's just got too much power. She's been there for 22 years. You really can't have one without the other. So gradually just kind of weaken her hold on the shelter and then phase her out. And I'm sure they didn't see her resigning coming out of that.
No. I'm sure they thought she'd just step aside and take the lower position.
Who said we got emails about me starting a shelter?
I did. We've had 3 or 4 different ones. There are just things like, if Russ starts a shelter, I'm there. I'll support it. Things like that.
How feasible is that, Trey?
I need to check and see. There was one no-kill shelter, but I think it has gone bankrupt, basically. But I know they had facilities. I can check and see. I mean, it's pretty feasible. Obviously, if you have Johnny running it, she knows how to get the donors.
Well, you probably have a list of people
lining up.
Yeah. All right. Why don't you check on that during the break?
Okay.
Anything else before we break?
Just another one about Johnny and Operation Kindness. It's all the same stuff. Please know that even though I do not know Johnny personally, it's very upsetting to hear how this went down. I mean, seriously, an organization that is run so well and is so beneficial to our smaller family members does not need to lose such a big-hearted person. And she is truly one of those people, not to mention everything she has done to better the shelter. I'm very upset about this, and I know several others feel that way. I wish her the best. Russ, I will follow you in whatever you do.
And I said this yesterday. Most people aren't going to care unless you're involved with the shelter.
Right.
But I don't understand how you could separate the two of those. Take Johnny away from it and expect Operation Kindness to function the way it always has. Look what happened to the Commodores.
You were on such a roll.
All right.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
Read that right or not? You could get a 50?
Yes, you didn't do anything at all.
Well, was that a DISD policy, or was it just at one school?
It's just one school, apparently, according to this DISD board members here, is that Roosevelt teachers complained about the grade policy.
All right, sit on that for a second. Hi, Gail.
Hi.
What do you got?
Oh, Don Davis, and a lot of our problems have cleared up. There is one new one, though, northbound 35 at Woodall Rogers. The exit ramp is blocked by a disabled vehicle. Must be big. It's backed up to 8th Street in Oak Cliff. Northbound 408 before Walton Walker. That wreck's all gone. It's still heavy from Keith. On the tollway northbound at Trinity Mills and northbound at Royal, you've got stalled cars, both off to the right shoulder, but it's left some slow traffic in their wake. And Fort Worth, real heavy on 35 both ways between Basswood and Western Center due to road work in the right lane. It's backed up to Golden Triangle Boulevard. In Corinth, they cleared the wreck, but southbound 35 at Post Oak still going to be real slow. It's backed up to Avenue D. And on I-35 between Loop 288 and FM 156, it's another grass fire. I'm Gail Lightfoot on the Russ Martin Show.
Thank you, Gail. It's going to be chilly again tonight, down into the upper 20s, and then mid-50s tomorrow, and warmer, actually, almost 70 by Sunday. We have 59 now at Live 105.3.
Dan, do you have the story on Roosevelt? JD's guy? Go ahead and read it then.
Teachers and faculty members at the Roosevelt High School again demanded answers from the Dallas school officials Thursday to their complaints about questionable grading policies and what they say is retaliation against employees who questioned the school's new principal. Faculty members first voiced their concern over the new policies, which prevented them from giving grades lower than 70 in some cases in a petition to district administrators dated November 9th. After receiving no response from more than 20 faculty members turned out for the school board meeting the next month to make their complaints public. And here's the part, that's a closed-door meeting with the district administrator. But on Thursday, more than 15 teachers were back on the school board, wanting to know why the district has seemingly done nothing to address their concerns. Chief among them, they say why these school grading rules contradict the district policies and state education codes. And
why wouldn't Hinojosa know about that? Because you would think each school would report to the district if there are any changes in the grading policy that don't sync up with the ISD.
You would think they would. And that's why the teachers came in and went, hey, this isn't Dallas policy. Why are you doing it here?
Now, it's not a shock that they're changing grades for some of the football players so they can play. Let's do a better job of covering it up.
That's right. Forever.
Don't make it part of your policy.
An English teacher who stood up to the principal has been assigned to sit alone in the school auditorium all day. They went out with this memo. Memo states that grades of 70 is the lowest grade a student can receive on their transcripts if they're transferring out of Roosevelt to another high school. Also, students with continued absenteeism could not receive a grade lower than 65. Here's the best one.
Now, 65 still passing. Is that right?
I think so.
Students can receive...
No, hang on. Is it failing, Dan?
Yeah, 70 is considered passing.
Oh.
Well, why give them anything? I mean, why give them the 65 if it's still failing?
I guess because maybe they can actually
part of their esteem?
Maybe so. Or it allows them to at least maybe recover later in the academic year. They can put forth more effort, maybe get a 75 out of something. And
you still failed.
Well, but if they average it out.
Fail that class, so maybe you could average it out and
do better the next semester.
Okay,
I got it.
But students can receive nothing lower than a 50 for a semester grade, even if they do no work at all. District officials said that longstanding policy meant to give students who failed early in the year a chance to earn a passing grade.
Well, that's what Everett just said. Yeah. And I get that if you're averaging.
But if you
got a 65 and then you decide, all right, now I'm going to give it a shot. But if you don't show up at all,
you get a 50 still here.
What is it, Trey?
The 65-70 deal is Roosevelt alone. But in the story, it says that the school board voted 8-1 to institute a 50 is the lowest grade you can get rule. And that applies to all of the
whether you show
district.
up or not.
Yes.
Why have that in place?
What?
Who's that going to benefit? You're not showing up. You don't care if you got a 50 or not.
Well, maybe.
In fact, you don't know you got a 50 because you ain't been there.
Maybe they're thinking kids will have a change of heart. If they have some hope, they might have a change of heart. But if I got a 0, screw you, I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah.
If I got a 50, I changed my ways. I got away from the bad kids. I quit doing the drugs. I still got a 50. I have a chance. If I have a 0, I'm hopeless.
No, and that's what it says. It says the rule is in effect so people can, if they have a bad semester, that gives them the opportunity, if they work really hard the next semester and you average it out, that they pass.
If you don't show up, you had a bad semester.
I think it's intended for kids that do go to school, they just have trouble, and let's say one semester.
Well, then you don't give kids that don't show up, you don't just give them something because their name's on the roll.
Maybe they're going through a bad
65
time.
was passing.
No, 70. This was when I was in school.
That may have changed since our time. Sheree on line 4 has clarification on that. She went to Roosevelt.
Oh, yes, Sheree.
Hi, Russ. I went to Roosevelt, and I got a D in chemistry and math and still graduated. A 65 is considered a D, and it's passing.
Well, how stupid are you?
Very.
Now, how long? Don't hang on. How long has 65 been passing?
I graduated in 2002, and I got those grades in the 11th grade, so that'd be 2001.
And did you know at the time that some football players were being spiffed on their grades?
There are a lot of things that go on in Roosevelt that people don't know about, and that grades aren't the biggest. So that's not something that's very new to me. I knew at the time that a lot of basketball players were getting good grades and they weren't coming to class, but I didn't know anything about football because I'm not really interested in it.
And sooner or later you're going to get popped if you're not showing up for class. If you go in there and you just sit and just suffer through it, but don't do anything.
Well, there was one year, and when I went to school, there was an athlete there who was always not going to class, but he always started on the football team, and he actually got a scholarship to Jarvis Christian College. And his grades, I guess, were passing enough, but I know that he was never in class with me. So
maybe some of the thinking is this kid's not going to be able to do anything else. We might as well pass him and give him a shot at a football career.
I guess. I don't know.
Right, hang on a second. Don't hang up.
Okay.
Let me take you off the air.
Sure.
What other things are going on that we don't know about? Really? How many? How'd you find it? I'm not. Well, you're not on the air. How'd you find out? Oh. Okay. All right. Hang on. All right. You're back on the air now. So that was kind of common knowledge around the students.
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, you know, things can be rumors, and rumors aren't always believed until you can clarify that it's no longer a rumor.
Yeah.
Then you can't really believe so, but that I knew. So.
Yeah, I believe that one, too. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
All right.
You can't tell us, I'm sure.
Yeah, I can. Hang on.
Wow.
That's how they're getting grades.
Yeah.
So obviously they weren't graded on the curriculum. What, Dan?
Is it?
Yeah.
That's not limited to Dallas. That happens in Arlington, too.
Who's doing it in Arlington?
Oh, just a girl I went to high school with.
Nobody would have sex with me.
Like you weren't on the football team or a basketball player. Basketball.
All right. Yeah, I want to take any more of those.
Oh, yeah. Line 5's good.
All right. How we doing, close?
Breaking something.
Yes, Brady.
Yeah, I just want to let you know that policy is actually rampant throughout the Metroplex, not just in Dallas, relative to teacher. And there are multiple principals with that policy that they don't allow their teachers to fail their students, no matter what level of work they do.
All students or the athletes?
All students.
Well, and you know what? I'm going to bet, I don't know, that's in place to cover the athletes.
That makes sense.
I think it's in place to cover the principals because they're held responsible for the levels of their students.
Do you get state funds based on the performance of the school?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, well, that's going to be... Thanks, Brady. Yeah. And it's no surprise that the kids are getting pushed along because they're on, especially the high school football team. But it's like Everett said, don't make it your policy.
And don't write it down.
Yeah, don't put something tangible that somebody can hand you and go, all right, what the F?
And vote on it. And vote on it in. 8-1 they voted on it.
And then you've got the teacher from South Oak Cliff that actually, you've got records of all the grades being changed and had...
Forced to do it.
I think it was a male. Had he not come out, we wouldn't know about that. Well, we'd know about it, but you just wouldn't have anything to go back and slap them with.
The sad part is, again, for the kids down the road, they're going to make, maybe they do get a scholarship, they're going to go to college, and they're going to fail miserably. They have no study skills. They have no comprehension of what they're doing.
Well, yeah, it sells the individual short for the sake of the school, you know, so the school can do well in athletics.
Were you going to say something, Dan?
I was just going to say take line 6.
All right. Yes, Marco.
Yeah, the main reason that the schools are doing this is so that their average will look better throughout the state and throughout the district. And so, you know, they don't have failing students. You know, whenever they turn in.
And if it drops below a certain level, you're going to become discredited.
Exactly. You become discredited and you'll lose funding. And same thing with the absentee rate. You know, that's why they were so adamant about making sure everyone was there on time and attendance-wise and everything like that.
And that would make sense. If the state looks at it, well, this kid got a 50. Obviously, he showed up for class. Then you're not going to lose money because if the kids don't show up, you don't get the cash for that.
There you go, exactly.
Thank you, sir.
That's just sad.
Well, a lot of these principals, they just don't want to have the kids sticking around. I mean, and just pass them through it. The kid I was did Big Brothers with, he was in 7th grade, and sadly enough, he had the math skills of a 3rd or 4th grader.
You didn't like him, right?
He was a good kid. He just it didn't work out.
You didn't like him?
I grew not to like him. Yeah.
Yeah. Why was that?
Because he called me anytime he wanted something.
How do you turn on a kid that you're supposed to sponsor?
I give it a year.
How old was the kid?
Well, 7th grade, probably 12, 13.
All right. You think you're going to be able to change everything in the course of a year? Should give him more time. Heartless dick.
I forgot how many kids you sponsored there, Russ. What's that number again?
I got dogs. Okay. But he kept calling you, asking you for stuff?
Oh, yeah, and he wanted shoes or whatnot. He'd call me 100 times in a day. I'd take him out to study, and we'd go out to eat. You know, he just wanted to play video games and this and that. Then he started standing me up when I was supposed to pick him up and spend time with him.
But he'd show up when you had gifts.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is a program. Can't you report that to the program versus and just say...
These are troubled kids. Who are you going to rat them out to? Well, they already know they're troubled kids. That's why they're in the Big Brothers, Big Sisters organization. What is it, Dan?
This kid's way too needy.
Yeah. This kid has problems, and it's too much for us.
Give me an easier kid.
Well, one of the first things I tell you...
Give me a retard or something.
I don't mind drooling.
Give me somebody with the gimp leg. Somebody's not as big of a pain.
Somebody down on the list.
Yeah, give me a club-footed midget. Were you going to say something, Trey?
Well, and I did complain to my case supervisor,
and they just said, that's just...
Did you ask for the club-footed midget?
Did they actually have that on one of the forums as a preference?
Yeah. Did you actually ask for things?
I don't think so. I'll go back and look.
Mongoloid check here.
All right. What? I was just thinking about some website I was on today when I was looking at porn. I just got distracted.
Yes.
Well, now you got to tell us.
All of a sudden, I got this fetish for chicks with one eye.
What? Where the hell would that come from?
I don't know.
One eye? There are websites dedicated to this?
Yeah. Dad, get off the internet.
I've never seen that.
Yeah. They're all wearing patches.
That was my question. Do you care if they wear a patch?
All of a sudden, I do.
Yeah, I would too.
Wait, why would you care if they would wear patches?
Well, and some of them would flip the patch up when the guy was ready to go.
Oh, God, Russell.
That's a good sport.
You lost your mind. This isn't real. Tell me it's not.
No, it's real. Well, you name a fetish that you can't find on the internet.
No, I guess not. You're right. Ever since the two girls...
And glowing in some chick's empty eye socket isn't something too fantastic to find.
To me, up until a few moments ago, I thought it was.
Because, at that point, it's not going to burn because you got no tear ducts. Can we break?
Yes.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Contenders come and go, but there's only one afternoon champ, the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
Line 3's for Everett. Is that Gail? Hi, Gail.
Howdy.
What do we got?
Well, on Simmons northbound at Woodall Rogers, the exit is still blocked by a disabled vehicle. On Simmons southbound at Mockingbird, only one lane is getting through due to a wreck. The right lane is getting through. Traffic is backed up to Walton Walker. Westbound, 635 past Marsh Lane. The wreck's off to the left shoulder, but it's still really heavy. In Fort Worth, you've got road work on the North Freeway, I-35 both ways between Basswood and Western Center. The right lane blocked, and that's got traffic backed up to 170. In Corinth, it's still heavy because of an earlier wreck, 35 at Posto. And you've got a grass fire going on because I couldn't hear what you were saying. I-35 between Loop 288 and 156. And I'm Gail Lightfoot. No, I'm Gail Lightfoot on the Russ Martin Show.
Thanks, Gail. All right, 26 for the overnight low tonight. Very cold. Warming up, though, pretty quickly tomorrow. Almost 70, mid-70s by Sunday with some showers. 58 now at Live 105.3.
Which one was it?
Line 8.
That one's for Everett?
Oh, no, that was about the grade changing.
Okay. Yes, Thomas.
Hey, Russ. Hey, GD. How y'all doing?
Good.
Hello.
I work for a school district, and I just wanted to tell y'all that it's not just with the sports teams. It's also UIL does competitions in band and theater and choir and other things like that. They change grades all the time because right before competition, someone will fail, and they'll go...
For band?
For band, yes.
For band.
They have competition for band.
That's like changing grades for a bass player.
Yes, I know.
And they would really cover all the different extracurricular activities.
The UIL competes in sports and all fine arts and all that type of stuff. They even compete in theater.
I wonder if that just goes back to the overall, well, it's got to, the overall image of the school is you've got it's well rounded. We're just not football. We also have band. We've got performing arts. Whatever.
Big deal. Marching band.
Thanks, Thomas.
My son was in it. It's a big deal.
Oh yeah, you get college scholarships. Get school paid for.
Band just seems a little squirrely.
It's huge.
You call me, Gavin?
Did you spit chaw in my chair?
Why?
Did you spit chaw in my chair?
Why?
I'm going to ask again. Did you spit chaw in my chair?
Why?
Once again, did you spit chaw in my chair?
What kind of balls you ask me something like that? This is only funny to us.
Anybody that's seen the...
What clip is it? What movie is that from?
That's from the movie. Oh, God, no. Oh,
did you spit chaw in my chair?
Hang on, we're debating something.
Goodfellas?
Bull Durham?
Yeah, I think it was Bull Durham.
Yeah.
They actually took the dialogue between I don't even know who the actors are. I know one of them's Joe Pesci. They synced that video up to the Flintstones.
Weird parties at matches. So funny.
And we sit here in the studio and watch that after the show. You screw my wife? Actually, it says F. You F my wife? That's Fred. Ask him Barney. What'd you want to know, Gavin?
Did you spit chaw in my chair?
Why?
Did you spit chaw in my chair?
Tell me why, and I'll tell you.
Did you spit chaw in my chair?
Yes.
You're such a jerk. I sat down and I didn't see it.
Oh.
Now I got chaw in my ass. Why would you spit chaw in my chair?
There's a Jagger choking on I can't find it. I'm doing news, Gavin. Leave me alone. Which was one for Everett?
Line 3 was.
Yes, Corey.
Hey, Russ, Grand Dragon Everett. Got a question.
Stop it.
Okay, my younger brother received a misdemeanor summons for DUI in Nashville, Tennessee. And he hires a lawyer out there, and one of the biggest things is this disputed whether or not he was driving. There wasn't any witnesses to the accident, no de facto evidence he was behind the wheel at the time. So they issued him just a misdemeanor DUI. He gets a lawyer. Lawyer tells him not to show up. I think he's lying to me. Does that sound like anything that could ever happen?
Well, it would be governed by Tennessee state law, which I'm not a Tennessee lawyer, but I can tell you in Texas you'd have to show up, and if you didn't, your bond would get forfeited. Now, they may not require your appearance.
Hang on. Did the lawyer tell him you don't need to show up? I'll be there for you?
No, he said don't appear in court, stay out of Tennessee for 5 years, and then the warrant disappears.
Well, and they're not going to extradite him. I mean, there is some measure of truth in that, because if he gets stopped here in Texas, he's not going to get extradited back to Tennessee for a misdemeanor. However, that's not what I would suggest that he do. I think he should still answer to the charge and, not just blow it off.
I didn't think a lawyer could do that. I thought they could lose their bar certification and everything like that for advising a client to do so.
Yeah, I think it's certainly questionable advice, in my opinion. It's not anything I would ever advise anyone to do to avoid legal process.
Where does he live now?
East Texas.
All right. No reason to go back?
No, none at all.
There you have it.
Okay.
Sold.
Ever can't say that because he's got to answer to the Texas State Bar.
Yes, I do.
Is that feasible?
For him to do? I mean, yeah. I mean, they're not going to extradite him, so if he stays here, he's probably fine.
But not something that you would endorse?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Any more of those, Dan? Are those still on the grade stuff?
Yeah, they're still on the grade stuff. I like line 4 as someone had his grade changed back in high school.
Yes. Him? Her?
Him.
Kim? Kim?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yeah, I just want to let you know that I was one of those guys that had my grade changed. This is 28 years ago in upstate New York. But I remember going through a year without passing an English test, yet at the end of that semester, because I was a star athlete, I got an 85, and I passed all my classes. And I'm here to tell you, I have struggled ever since. I mean, struggled hard ever since. I struggled in college. I struggle today just spelling things. I mean, I got a 9-year-old daughter sometimes that the stuff she's smelling, she can outspell me.
Well, and that's going to be... All right, thanks. That's going to be that's going to be the argument on the other side is, all right, you're going to go ahead and pass this kid because you think this is all he can do. Football,
move him on.
band. This is all he can do. Let's move him on. At least he'll have a shot at some type of career. But if that goes belly up, then you are screwed.
You're doing something good for the school, not for the kid.
Well, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, because if you foster that sentiment, then he doesn't go to class, so he doesn't do well academically.
And you go to college with no skills to study.
Sure.
Any more before we move on, Dan?
Line 5 is about sex for upping the grades, if you like.
All right. Hi, Jessica.
Hey, actually, the school I went to, the year after I graduated, 2 of the vice principals got busted for screwing around with the athletes and everything. They also actually told all the students in the school, as long as you showed up to at least your first period class, they didn't care if you showed up to any of the classes, because the first period is where they do the whole school, attendance, and that's actually what goes on all their reports.
When you
say sleeping with the band students is actually common because of band competitions and stuff like that.
Band?
Yes. There's band competitions, like state competitions and stuff like that. I was actually a part of the band, and we went to the state UIL competitions, and we won, like, our school, like, we won a lot of them.
All right, well, bands justifies the means. Yeah.
So.
Hang on a second. Hold on. Let me take you off the air. What school was that? Okay. All right.
Have you actually looked at
You're back on the air now. Go ahead.
Okay. But yeah, it's crazy. It's true. It happens.
All right. Thank you.
Well, for the band part, surprises you still or not?
Yeah.
It's really, really a big deal.
I get it now. If you go back and look at the overall scheme.
They want a rounded school.
Then it's not as easy to nail everybody if it just looks like the athletes are passing. Well, look at this. The band. Why are we going to change grades for the band?
Because the big.
We're going to change things for the thespian club? Please.
Again, it's totally self-serving for the schools. We look better as a school. We get our little money from the state. Never mind what happens to the kids down the road.
Well, and how sad is it that there's a system in place that sets up those two competing agendas?
And they talk about it, and it's well known.
It's what kind of grades you get for banging a teacher?
Depends on the situation.
Actually, I guess you can get whatever you want, because all you got to do is turn around and threaten to rat them out.
Yeah. That's so dangerous. Why would any teacher? Because you don't just walk into teaching. It's a 4-year degree last time I checked.
Sure. Then you got to get certified and
you're not
student teach.
Yeah.
Makes me hot.
Screwing teachers. Why would teachers do it? I know why kids would do it. Why would teachers do it?
Because it's hot to them, too. A teacher that's willing to do it is going to be just as turned on by it as the student.
I'm not even involved in the system, and I'm involved. I'm hot for it now. I gotta go home and check new websites.
No, you already had enough sick websites.
Why?
One-eyed chicks? Where did you come up? I want to know where you were when you clicked over to One-Eyed Chicks. I go to a lot of websites. They're not just One-Eyed
I was
Chicks.
on a regular website, and it's got all the thumbnails. I'm just scrolling through, looking for my preference.
Uh-huh.
And I see this chick with an eye patch. I clicked on that. I don't know what website it originated from. I mean, I forget.
But it was a regular website.
Yeah.
And then all the chicks had eye patches.
Yeah, then you go down to the bottom of the page, and it would say related videos, and it would be more chicks with eye patches that were getting it. It was like cockets and sockets.
And where does one go to find all these one-eyed women that are willing to do porn?
I don't know. Maybe they used to be porn stars that had eyes and they got knocked down.
No.
Maybe some of them, it was fake. You just had an eye patch, so you didn't have to get it in the eye.
You said they'd flip them up and...
Well, some of them did, some of them didn't.
Well, those were fakes then. Clearly. Fake patch woman.
Well, that's half the intrigue.
Is knowing whether they're going to flip the patch up
and whether or not there's an actual real eye there.
You are sick. Why would you care?
Well,
the way you think worries me.
How did you come up with that there's intrigue to banging a one-eyed chick?
Well, they're two different elements of suspense.
You don't have to tell us what they are.
Yeah.
It's just that you came up with it.
Well, they should be evident.
All right, what is it? I hate to get... Go ahead.
Well, you're doing your thing, and right when you're about to finish, you're like, and then you flip that patch out, you're like, oh,
Is there an eye there, an eye?
Yeah. So you got the two things going.
You're beyond weird. Yeah, people with the Bar Association probably have radios. I don't know.
It's perfectly lawful.
I'm going to assume blowing in an empty eye socket is not something they're concerned with. Which one, Dan? Then we got to do this. 3? Yes, Dane. Dane.
Yes.
Go.
Oh, I'm sorry. Talking about the guy a while ago that got the DUI. I'm actually a cop, and I stopped a gentleman one time. He had a warrant out of Tennessee. And I actually worked probably 75 miles out of the DFW Metroplex. And if he would have actually got stopped in the Metroplex at that time, they would have extradited him back into Tennessee.
For a misdemeanor?
Yes.
First I've heard of that. I don't hear people
A lot of the times they will actually set a mile radius depending on the severity of the charge. And if it's something serious enough, or if they actually tick the judge off, they will extradite them back.
Maybe so. I only see it happening on felonies. I don't really see people getting extradited on misdemeanors. I see them get arrested sometimes, but they typically get released because they don't ever get extradited.
It's very rare, but it will happen. And we've actually gone as far as we've gone to Florida. We've actually gone to Washington, D.C.
For misdemeanors?
Guys, for misdemeanors. And the main reason...
That doesn't seem like that would work out as far as using your time.
No, cost efficiency.
No, it's a waste of time.
Now, I'm not saying that they should get off, especially on a DWI, but other misdemeanors, what were some of the other misdemeanors you would extradite for?
Depending on the charge, typically a thefts, assaults, DUIs, things like that.
What percentage would you say?
What's that?
What percentage would you say? What percentage of misdemeanors get extradited?
Probably, maybe at the most 10-15%.
Okay.
Still pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, sir.
Like
what is it ever
takes?
Pardon?
What were you going to say?
Oh, well, just yet another reason, as I mentioned earlier, why you want to handle up on your business. Because, there are all sorts of other implications, one of which is under Tennessee law, there may be some reciprocity with Texas in terms of your license. So they may suspend your license, and it may make it difficult for you to obtain a license, if not impossible.
Okay. Anything else before we move on, Dan?
If you want, line 9.
What's it about?
Basically saying if too many kids fail, apparently there's some federal program. If too many of your students keep failing, it gets back to you, the teacher, and it becomes your fault.
So another incentive to pass the kids and just get them out.
Exactly.
Especially if it's somebody that you know is never going to do anything, so why suffer with it?
Right, because then you have to go down with that kid, and actually, technically, the school would probably go ahead and pass that kid anyway, and it would, it'd be your ass on the line.
Focus on the kids that are doing something.
Right.
Okay.
That makes sense.
All right. Ready for news?
Yo.
Mm-hmm. All right. 5:40. Dan O'Malley's here with news.
Thank you, Russ. The people at Purina surveyed 1,000 American pet owners and found that 60% say they're planning on including their pets in their Valentine's Day plans. That's...
I'm dog.
I think that's the plans they have.
I give them chocolates.
Getting chocolates.
I don't like making them sick.
I understand. Very thoughtful, though.
Give them the squirt.
You and the dogs. Yes, and that would be nasty. And then you do what?
I squirt a one-eyed dog.
Don't ask any more questions.
I'm not. I'm going to the next story.
Yeah.
There's a health resort and spa town called Yessentuki in the Caucasus region of Russia. 17
that sounds like two websites crammed to one.
Yeah.
What is it again?
A Russian town called Yessentuki.
That's one.
Mm-hmm. And in the region of Caucasus.
Got it.
17 of their guests had to be hospitalized after they got enemas from the nurse, and she didn't use water. She used hydrogen peroxide.
Wow.
The nurse says she made a mistake because the hydrogen peroxide looked the same as the water. All 17 guests were...
The hydrogen peroxide bubbles.
Seems like you'd only get one of those out before somebody say, hey, balls of bubbles. I don't know how you got to 17.
I thought your a-hole had the rabies.
We got another bubbler.
I'm surprised hydrogen peroxide would cause that much damage, because you can do enema. Is that what they were doing?
Yeah, it was an enema.
With wine.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but hydrogen peroxide eats bacteria and whatnot, so...
And it's being flushed inside of you at high speeds.
Oh, all right.
All 17 guests were treated at the hospital for various injuries. Fortunately, none of those injuries were that serious.
What's the status on JD's colonoscopy?
I'll handle it.
Fentner was supposed to take care of everything.
I'll call Chris Fentner over the weekend.
Yeah, he's ready. Said both you and JD are due.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I thought... Step down. It's 50, right?
Well, no, he's saying 40. So look at Katie Couric's husband who died like in early 40s. Right?
That was from prostate cancer.
No, from colon cancer, I think. That's what Fentner told me.
Yeah, that was colon cancer, Katie Couric's husband.
Oh.
So he said, really used to...
But the odds, obviously, are with me because they wouldn't suggest 50 for the camera in your ass.
Well, like I said, they're now saying 40.
No, Fentner is saying 40.
Well, a lot of people are.
No, Fentner is.
Colon cancer grows so slowly.
Fentner was the one that was checking us for our prostate, especially me, 4 or 5 years ago. And that was too early.
Such a good idea a minute ago. The colonoscopy?
You're 51.
So? You're in the area.
I'm 47.
All right. It's time.
51 is time. You're overdue.
The doctor said 47.
Look at the camera in my ass.
Come on. Let's do it together.
It's not bad. They don't have double-headed cameras.
Well, that's disappointing on so many levels.
He really say I should get it done?
Yes.
And he was serious.
He's serious. That a lot of people are saying 40 is now the age which you do both prostate and colon cancer.
I would think part of that would have to go along with your lifestyle and your diet, wouldn't it?
And then some of the healthiest people get colon cancer. The sad thing about it is, if you catch it early enough, you don't have any problems. It takes... That's why I said only do it every 5 years, because that's how slowly it grows. But it's better to catch it now than let it grow.
Well, I don't have a history of that in my family.
It doesn't matter.
Well, I'm not having it done.
You need to.
No, JD needs to.
Both of you need to.
If I go, you go. That's perfect. We go together. Not the same day, the same moment, even though the visual's nice.
I forget, Chuck, did you have one when you turned 50?
Yeah, I had the smaller version.
Why didn't you have the full one?
You only get those every 5 years.
But don't you get the first one at 50?
Yeah, I think so.
And you didn't get that one done?
I did get it.
The small one?
Yes.
Is that what we're up for? JD's going to get?
No, you're up for a full colonoscopy and an endoscopy.
What is the second one?
Where they stick the tube down your throat.
Hey, what?
Look at your stomach. Make sure
Are you out for that one?
You're out for both of them.
They do it at the same time?
Yes.
I don't like that. I don't want to be camera heads.
They do it while you're under anesthesia, not at the... You don't have two doctors working at each end.
All of a sudden, I'm one of those Chinese finger puppet things.
Once again, another website.
I don't think my insurance would cover that under 50.
Oh, yeah, they will.
Let's go.
Do you want to talk to Fentner?
No.
He's available. So call him anytime if you need to talk about it.
You were very excited for me, and I'm excited for you now.
You're of age.
So are you.
I don't need any movie set in my home.
You're of age. According to Fentner, the doctor, the guy we trust with our holes.
Dan, did you look up online and see anything about pre-50 having a colonoscopy?
I've looked it up in the past, and it's always said, especially if you have a family history of any sort of, not necessarily cancer, but any sort of polyps or anything like that with your father or grandfather, then that's something you need to check into before 50.
Without a family history, then 50.
Right.
All right.
50 is the standard age to start getting the backside check.
Why did Fentner say you're up?
I don't know, but nobody in my family ever blood, so I'm not going.
And Fentner's thinking probably is, since he associates the two of you anyway, JD needs it. Well, Russ is, not quite 50, but might as well get started now. It can't hurt is what he's thinking.
Yeah, exactly. It won't hurt, can't hurt. We can come back on the radio. We can both talk about our experiences.
What's good? You're out, right?
Yes.
No recollection?
No.
What are you going to talk about? There's no content, so I'm not doing it.
You get nice pictures.
Full color.
And what do they do? Shred the ones that you say you don't want? Okay. You're not going to take things? All right, we're going to shred them while you're standing here.
Or the garbage.
What about this nice one with your colon with a boa?
Or with your colon going like this.
Your finger up to your chin?
My colon looks so thin.
The fact that you're out, is there any discomfort afterwards, did he say?
Not really.
You just had some coil rammed in your hoot.
it doesn't hurt. I mean, Everett, I think, has had one.
I was sore for a couple of days after I was with that chick that shoved the baby corn in my butt.
Well, they've got better technologies now.
I think the camera's a lot better than baby corn.
Fiber optic.
Is it really fiber?
Yeah. You don't even remember a thing. I've had several.
Oh, I thought it was something about the size of a magic marker.
No.
I've had the camera put down my throat when I had the vocal cord issues. You don't feel it. It's nothing.
Were you awake for that?
Yes.
How do you keep from yakking?
They spray your throat if you have a real sensitive gag reflex, but it doesn't go down much farther than right about mid-throat.
It gets to the back of my tongue, and I'm going to start gagging.
Well, they have a dulling spray for that.
I couldn't be awake for that.
You have to be awake because you have to be able to do the vocal range so they can see where it is that the vocal cords don't work.
No, I let them go up my a-hole. If you want me to run to the spectrum of sounds, I can do that.
I didn't even know that it had been done. I woke up and I said, "You guys going to do this or not?" Seriously, I didn't.
That was for your butt.
Yes, that's how painless and.
How long did it take?
I mean, I was out, but I think a couple of hours, maybe, if that. I don't know. But you're out, man. You don't know it.
All right, maybe.
Okay.
I don't want any pictures.
Well, they have to take pictures.
Well, they can do whatever they want to with them, but don't give them back to me later and show me in soft focus.
Okay. I'm sure there's a clinic close to your house where you can get it done.
I want to do a high colonic first, so it's nice and clean up there.
Was that like flossing before you go to the dentist?
Yeah, pretty much.
Dan, you want to finish news?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I was going to say, before you go in for your colonoscopy, they're going to give you that stuff to flush you out 2 days before anyway, so you're not going to need the colonic.
Oh, okay.
What are you laughing at, Chloe?
Seeing different packages, the 8x10s, wallets.
Sit back down. Go ahead, Dan.
Well, do you want to keep your son from getting a little too curious with himself?
Hang on a second. Chuck, did you hear the audio with the protesters earlier?
No.
Would you like to?
I'd love it.
Did you know the Crepe Myrtle people were out front?
No.
No. Hold on a second. How many? 15?
At least.
Oh, at least, yeah.
All had their signs. They're out. They actually seemed kind of happy about the event.
They're very joyous.
Yeah.
Very excited. They jumped around.
Well, it wasn't one of those
people
nasty, angry protests.
People were driving by and honking. I think they thought that those people were cheering them on versus listeners of the show.
People are on the freeway. They don't know what the hell's going on. You can't read those signs going 70.
Mm-mm. But what? I was just saying, we on the air said they were out there, so people drove by and honked.
Oh. There we go. Bruce came in, grabbed headphones. He can't hear you. Just go tell him. And then he goes out the front door. Trey goes out the back. I told him to sneak around back so they wouldn't see a cannon coming. And I told Trey when he left, just go out there and blow it. Ruse comes flying in here. He can't hear you. You didn't have any headphones. You don't need to hear me. Just shoot him. Be a good fella and go out there and kill the protesters. There he comes.
Get any?
I know they scattered, though. And then I think it was half an hour later, maybe not that long, a few of them gathered back out front. Trey went back out there with a cannon. Somebody spotted him, and they scattered again.
Brave soul.
Freaking fire ants.
Do it again.
Now!
Timing is so perfect.
One more time.
Now!
Get the hell out of here.
Those plans. All right. Any more of those before we start? On hold.
Yeah, let's go with line 10.
Go ahead, James.
Hey, I had a colonoscopy a couple years ago, and they didn't put me to sleep for that. I actually got to watch it going on the camera while they were going up in there. And
why would you want to watch that?
It just, I was turned the right way, facing the screen, and while he was running the thing up there, it was there. So.
And you felt nothing?
There was a little bit of pressure. What was bad was after he got done with the colonoscopy, he had me do a barium enema.
What is that?
That's where they fill your colon full of barium.
Oh, is that for like an X-ray?
Yeah, so they could see if he accidentally penetrated it while they were going through.
How long ago was this?
It was about 3-4 years ago.
How big was the camera?
It's just like a little bit bigger than the end of a pencil.
Everett, was yours smaller?
I didn't remember any of it, truly, but it was very small. I had one years ago where they didn't have the same technology, and I was awake like this guy, and they didn't anesthetize me or anything. They just said, lie down on a table face first and get ready.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's pretty brutal.
Did they find anything?
No, nothing at all.
Well, why were you having it? How old are you?
I'm 33 now, yeah.
Why were you having it done?
I was having a little bit of bleeding. I want to get checked out. It turned out like it was like an ulcer or something.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, but the barium enema afterwards was really bad.
Why was that one bad?
Well, they put this balloon up in you, and then...
All right, goodbye.
Well, they put you out now.
I hung up on him for a reason. I don't know about this.
You got to be awake for that.
For the balloon?
Yeah, for the barium enema, because you have to hold the stuff in when they put it in there.
All right, what do?
They get a tube and they stick it there, and they inject this barium, this substance that allows them to X-ray your colon and
something
your
that's sort of radioactive.
Yeah, but it's chalky and thick, and it is not good to have. It doesn't feel good when they do that.
All right,
you have to hang on. You have to be awake to hang on to it, otherwise it all goes back out.
Why can't they just plug you out? I'm not being facetious.
No. Because they have the tube in there, and while they're running this stuff through, that's when they X-ray, and your task is to hold that in so that they can X-ray you. And if you do what would come naturally, which is to let that go back out, it wouldn't be there for them to then see on the X-ray.
I don't like that.
No, you won't. It's not good.
All right. Dan, you ready?
I am, but there's a Dan on line 8 has something to tell you that would actually behoove you.
How we doing, Chloe?
Need a break?
Yes, Dan.
Hey, Dan. Russ, I've had 3 of them, but when I was 45, my doctor gave me a list of things he wanted done by the time I was 50. And a colonoscopy was one of them. And so I went in and had it done, and I don't remember a thing, but when I woke up, he told me that I had cancer. And so they took out a large chunk of my colon, and life's good again. I get one every year now.
And you were how old?
I was 45 at the time.
Did it run in your family?
No history.
Well, why did you go at 45 for a colonoscopy?
That my doctor gave me a list of things he wanted to have done.
Well, I got a list of things that I want to have done, and no. Blowing in a chick's eye socket's one of them now.
That was no normal website you were on that would blow it in chicks' eye sockets.
Yeah.
No.
There were different websites too. There was like a dogfart.com.
Okay, I know that one.
But this one was, for the African chicks.
Is that I see, okay. Is that the strangest thing you've ever seen blown in the chick eye socket?
No.
Accidentally?
No, this one wasn't that. It's the other thing.
Oh.
Not that end.
Oh.
This was like blackeyedpea.com.
I'll go look.
Can we break? All right. Don't identify the station, no worry.
Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
Husband on the tear?
Shut.
With what?
Well, he has somebody bothering him via email. He'll tell the story better than I can.
Oh, is that email or regular mail? Email. Oh. So it was spam?
Yeah. It was some restaurant bar, whatever, and they sent him one the other day, and it said, big joint.
But he kept telling them to knock it off?
Oh, yeah. He told them 3 or 4 times to take me off your list. You're irritating me, and I'm old. This last one, join us for the big Super Bowl party. NFL logo on it and the whole thing. Guess who calls the NFL on him?
Did you call him?
You bet I did.
He calls the NFL.
Did you hear back from the NFL?
Sure did.
What did they say?
They said, we're interested, send us the flyer.
there something else he did, or was that?
Yes, no. You told me this a couple days ago. I forgot to tell you. There's somebody at a certain, was it a hotel that didn't pay their bill?
Oh yeah.
Hotel. Okay, it was a hotel.
The company Chuck works for provides plants, real and fake.
Yes.
Just decorative for different companies. Okay. You don't pay your bill, they go yank them out, and they wait till the place is full.
And there's something in there that kind of keeps the air fresh. What do you call it?
It's a microfresh.
Microfresh. Guess who puts liquid ass in their microfresh? They didn't pay their bill. He's in collection.
What do they think? You just went in to service it?
Yeah. We're here to fix your microfresh.
We fixed it.
They call after the waft hit them? Yeah. And you tell them? Yeah, pay your bill. We'll come fix it.
We can fix that for a certain amount of money.
Is that Gail? Hi, Gail.
Hi, guys.
What do you got?
I've got highway shut down. Eastbound I-30, Tom Landry is closed at the Mixmaster 35. You're going to have to take the Griffin exit. It's backed up to around Sylvan. And then at Sylvan, only one lane is getting through on eastbound I-30. On southbound Simmons at Mockingbird, they did clear that wreck, but it's backed up all the way to Royal Lane. I'm Gail Lightfoot on the Russ Martin Show.
Things go cold again tonight. 26 for the overnight low and warming up slightly. Almost 70 tomorrow. 75 for Sunday, believe it or not. 55 now at Live 105.3.
Which? It's a two-way.
That was, sounded like it.
Dan, which one of those lines?
6 is good.
All right. Is that you, Gavin?
Did you spit Shaw in my chair again?
Why?
Did you spit Shaw in my chair again?
Why?
Just answer me, please. Did you spit Shaw in my chair again?
Yes. Why don't you give Jagger a call? I forgot, Dan. Which line? Line 6. Yes, Jay.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to tell you, I'm going to try not to cry because I love you so much. I love the show. I've had a rough week, a rough day today. And, you know, you guys always find a way to make me laugh and make my little problem nothing. And it's just, I just want to tell you, Russ, you're awesome. I love you.
Okay, stop. Guys, quit it. What's been wrong with what happened this week?
It's a lot. It's a lot. Just so everybody to kind of just joke. He's a fool. You know.
No, I don't mean what happened on the air. What happened to you?
It's just. It's a bitter divorce. You know, I have 2 small kids, and it's just. I'm just trying to hang in there. You know, it's for my kids. You know, and it's just.
Why did the marriage go belly up?
Not too much communication. It's just you know, I do 10 jobs and I'm one person. It's a lot that I've been with him since high school and I'm 30 years old. And
how long were you married?
I've been married 7 years. 7 years. But you know, it's what it is, and you know, I just want to tell you that I love the show, and I can always count on you to make me laugh. You know.
Do you have an eye patch?
Russ.
Huh?
Russ.
No, what'd you say? What'd you say?
Nothing.
What did you say?
You have an eye patch?
Do I have an eye patch?
Yeah.
What? No, really, what'd you say?
That's what he said.
Huh?
I don't know why now I got a fetish for one-eyed chicks. Now I sound like Benny Crane.
This is sick. A fetish for one-eyed chicks.
It was an accident. I'm on a website, and it's got all these different things, and one of them is that... And the only reason I clicked on it, I don't know, she had a white eye patch, and that just, for whatever reason, stood out.
That's
so I clicked on... It just looked odd.
Yeah.
The eye patch wouldn't bother me.
I understand.
Maybe it started out as black.
No. No. God. This is severely twisted.
I don't think it is.
Yes.
I'm sure some people are into ocular porn.
No, you're blowing into empty eye holes.
Well, it doesn't have to be empty.
Yeah.
Did some of the guys do that?
What?
In the empty hole?
Some of them did. But some of the chicks really had eyes.
Yeah, you
It's
don't
almost
know.
like playing mystery date.
Eye or no eye.
New game show.
All right.
Said game show. Now I think it was I Spy.
All right. We're not going what we did with the groundhog porn. Stop.
I think we're dangerously close. You flip up the pads, there's an eye. Sorry, there's no room at the end.
You have to figure out something else to do with it.
Okay.
Dang.
Before we do news, we can do the Pope bit again, please.
Oh, yeah.
The same one?
Yeah.
Chuck missed it.
Chuck missed it, and he loves it.
Love the Pope.
I told him
We've all missed the Pope.
I told him out back during the break. You did the Pope, and he's like, "I missed the Pope."
It'll air overnight, won't it?
He won't be up. Do it for Chuck.
What, Dan?
Did you say it's going to run again tonight?
Doesn't it? We run overnights?
Yeah, but today's show's not going to run till Sunday.
I don't really care, Dan. This is going to run Sunday afternoon?
No, this will run a Sunday in the overnight. That's what I was saying. There's going to be a couple days lag, so people need to hear it now, I guess.
Cheer that lady up that's about to cry.
Oh. Is this worth doing again?
Absolutely.
Well, you guys will say anything.
No, I won't.
Chloe, you love the Pope music?
Once again, the Pope has to address the weenie issue.
It does recur.
What is it with you guys who squeeze the weenies? I've told you many times, don't squeeze nobody's weenie. Not anyone's,
Yes?
not yours.
Not even mine?
No.
Okay.
The weenie will trick you. The weenie will buy you your dreams. The weenie will run up your long-distance bills. The weenie will let your dogs out.
The Pope's
The
changes.
weenie will drive with no license. The weenie will wink at you.
It's evil.
Don't wink back at the weenie.
Make a note of that.
Do not watch Spartan movies with the weenie. None of them. Not Spartacus.
No.
Nothing. Do not play Houdini with a weenie. And weenies like to play. Here's a list of things to never ever play with a weenie. Last time. Never play with a weenie. Never play Pong.
No, not Pong.
Never play Mystery Date. Never play Mousetrap, Super Password with Alan Ludden, Battleship, Pickup Sticks, Wheelo, or Hungry Hungry Hippos with a Never play Photon with a weenie.
Be dangerous.
Never play Slip and Slide, Tank Command, the Missouri State Lottery, or Merlin with a weenie. You okay, Chuck?
No, he's not.
Never smell a weenie fart. That would make sense this time. Never play Topo Gigio with your weenie.
Would be fun.
Never spin planes with your weenie. Never play Barbie's Country Camper with a weenie. Never play Chuga Chuga Choo Choo, Papa Pirate, Win Ben Stein's Money, Card Shark, The Joker's Wild, Match Game, 76, 77, or 78.
74?
But 74 is fine.
Okay.
That was pre-Richard Dawson. Never play Press Your Luck with a weenie. No whammies. I'm waiting for Chuck to catch up.
Okay.
Other things to never play with a weenie.
More?
Silly sand. Whammo Air Blaster. Never play Kerplunk, Hugo, Man of 1,000 Faces. Never watching television or look through a GAF Viewmaster with a weenie. Even though 3D is cool. I'm the Pope. I'm here all week.
Okay.
Try the fish.
What is it, Dan?
Take line 2.
Yes, Brad.
I'm sitting in the pool of my own piss on the hungry hip.
What did he say?
He's sitting in a pool of his own urine because of the hungry hippos.
Oh. Okay.
Every game's going to hit somebody a little differently.
Well, that's why I like to run the gamut. We okay, Cliff?
Yes.
You ready, Dan?
Yeah.
All right. 6:19. Dan O'Malley's here with news.
Well, if you want to keep your son from masturbating, or maybe you want to...
No whammies.
or even yourself, well, there may be help. A man on eBay is selling a rare anti-masturbation device from the 19th century from France. The device is made out of copper and works like a chastity belt for men with room for a lock and everything.
You see this? I've got the pictures.
It looks a little bit like a copper athletic cup, but with a special tube for your junk on the front. The starting bid is $1,500.
It looks like an Iron Maiden for your penis.
Yeah, or like a Hannibal Lecter for your junk.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Here, look at that and see if I...
Yeah. Good God.
It's what is this made out of?
Copper.
Okay. Forms to your sack and your crank in a flaccid position.
Yeah, God forbid you get excited with that
You
thing
can't.
on.
You flip over. The starting bid on this is on eBay?
Yeah.
Yes.
The starting bid's $1,500?
Yes.
Well, I'm sure they're rare.
Just cancel Verizon.
I think kids probably touched themselves before we had computers.
Oh, all right. Go ahead.
Bill Cosby has been very critical of the hip-hop community in recent years, and now it looks like he's putting his money where his mouth is. According to allhiphop.com, Bill is going to drop a rap album called State of Emergency. Obviously, it won't contain any swearing or disrespect towards women. Instead, it'll offer positive messages for the black community concerning such issues as proper parenting, teen pregnancy, drug abuse, black-on-black crime, and the high school dropout rate. If this is true, it'll be Cosby's 35th album. The tally is in for the police motorcade that escorted pop singer Britney Spears in her latest emergency trip to the hospital. According to the LA Times, the operation cost LAPD an estimated $25,000. Spears was seen arriving at the UCLA Medical Center before dawn on Thursday, accompanied by the type of escort normally reserved for a president. Nearly a dozen officers on motorcycles, as well as more in police cars, and at least one helicopter hovering overhead. It marked the second time this month that Spears took an emergency ambulance trip to the hospital.
It still doesn't make any sense why they just didn't go get her, throw in her car, and take her to the hospital. The result was still going to be the same. Paparazzi's still going to be there. They're going to... Where she's going isn't going to be a secret. Whether you call the cops or you don't call the cops, why waste the manpower?
Doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, the bigger the dog and pony show, the more people are going to know where she went.
Unless that was part of the plan. Just you keep her in the spotlight, even though she's a nut, she's still in the media.
Well, I guess. Not in a good light, though. My God. What any kind of career is she ever going to have again? Ever.
Her album is still selling.
Yeah, she's doing great. Absolutely.
The current album is selling.
Oh, yeah.
How could you look at that nut
What
bag?
difference does it make? What she's singing is got. I couldn't care less what she does in her free time.
I suppose.
Unless she's got an eye patch.
She might come out with one.
The only person they're off their free time that's effective. I can't watch anything with Tom Cruise because I can't stand him now.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what the movie is. I'm not going to watch it.
Who came out in support for Britney the other day? I have the audio if you want to hear it. Courtney Love.
Trey and I saw a video of that. We didn't hear the audio during one of the breaks. Scary is
not even.
Oh. she's had bad plastic surgery.
What cut is it?
It's cut number 22. Listen to her voice also. She sounds almost out of control just in this audio. This is from Access Hollywood, by the way, so there'll be some music under it.
Okay.
I know the exactitudes of what's going on, and having been there, here's what's going to happen. If she doesn't get help, something very, very bad is going to happen. I don't know it's strapped to a gurney, too, but other than me and Brittany, no one else has ever been strapped to a gurney. There's been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. It's a genetic condition, and it's a disease. It's a part of our brain that doesn't care about consequences. It doesn't care if our children are going to get taken away.
It's a disease.
What is?
The alcoholism and the drug abuse.
No.
It's a part of your brain.
That's a defense mechanism that they use to make it sound like this is not a choice that I've made. It's something that's just destined for me.
No.
Cancer runs in my family, so now I'm going to throw alcoholism in there as well.
Some doctors will disagree with you on that. They'll say that because it rides dormant in some people that don't overdo it, but at some point you cross some line and you no longer care about the consequences.
You could go back and equate alcoholism with being overweight. It could be a learned behavior. You see your parents drink, get toasted, after it's just something that you picked up. Same thing with fat kids, fat parents. You picked up the eating habits. Same thing.
Some people struggle with alcohol no matter what has happened in their life.
Yeah, I know. I finally just let it go.
Yeah, you might as well. A lot less tension if you just embrace your addictions.
Yeah, because I'm going to do it regardless.
Right. Why stress about it?
Somebody sent us an email about that, Russ. I don't know everything about alcoholism, but isn't justifying how much you drink a sign of it?
Defining?
Yes, justifying how much you drink.
Oh, justifying.
Yes. How much you drink. Isn't that a sign of alcoholism?
Yes. So it is. If you have to go back and come up with different reasons why I'm drinking, I got to go home to unwind. Something rotten happened today. I didn't get my tax rebate. I'm going to go home and drink.
Yes.
But you don't make that argument.
No. I drink because I want to. I want to buzz.
And you're more so in control than a lot of people. You're in control about your life.
But I also drink every day.
But okay, the other indicators are: does it affect your business? Does it affect your job? It's included in your job.
Are you trying to talk me out of this or not? You're not. You sound more like an advocate, and I don't think AA would be happy with your
demeanor. You're not going to stop, and you don't have a problem with it.
Is that what they say in AA?
Yeah,
you're not going to stop.
Everybody doesn't have a problem with alcohol. Everybody doesn't need AA. I don't think you do, personally.
Anyone else?
I'm not jumping on that one.
No, I don't think you need it.
All right, I'm obviously going to have to argue this other side.
Oh, God. There you go. One is for Everett. Is that what we're taking?
Yeah, it made me think, so yeah.
Okay. Yes, Matthew.
Hey, Bubba, how you doing?
Good.
Get this, boss. I go to Repo 1 in Kaufman County. I get out there. I'm in the backyard. I got it hooked up. I drag it through the yard. Well, the police come out there because I got locked up in a gate. It was like a gated trailer park. How white trash is that? but no crap about it, man. They're going to charge me with theft of a motor vehicle.
You have paperwork, right?
Matthew, you have paperwork?
Yes, sir, from the finance company and the bank.
Everett.
Jury trial.
Well, what's the...
Well, I mean, and I'm sure he already knows this, but in order to lawfully tow a vehicle, you have to do so without there being an immediate breach of the peace, which it sounds like there may have been, but it doesn't...
Well, hang on. How'd you get into the gated community?
All right. When it comes to, like, the gates, like at apartments, you can throw a metal sign under the exit. You throw something metal under there, and they'll automatically open.
Well, then I shouldn't let that air.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Maybe for the overnight broadcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's theft of a motor vehicle. And now I'm looking at the felony, and there was no breach of peace because I was already off the property. I was almost to the gate. And if I wouldn't have hit it and knocked it off, it would have opened a lot quicker.
I love how the additional facts come trickling in.
Well, it's still he had to go in. He had to recover the vehicle.
Right, and that's criminal mischief at worst. It's certainly not theft if you're hitting a fence and causing damage.
And they bumped this up to a felony?
Yeah, they didn't say nothing about it. They could care less about the gate. They wanted the car charge, sir.
So the police came out and filed a theft report on you?
Yes, sir.
And you showed them the paperwork showing you were there to lawfully repossess a vehicle?
They said that. They said, well, you should have had a writ, boy.
Should have what?
Had a written order from a judge.
Well, I still think you have a defense.
Can we beat it, Everett?
214-823-LAWS. Give me a call.
But it's Kaufman County.
Well, that's all right. I got a car.
Well, I know you tied up my other case with your jury trial the other day for my assault. Appreciate that one.
Hang on. All right, what is that?
I obviously can't comment on a pending.
He just brought it up.
Well, I know, but
well, then I'll ask
he
him.
can do that.
Matthew, what are you talking about?
Man, I was supposed to get my assault dismissed the other day when I met him. And sure enough, my lawyer says, well, somebody's having a jury trial and da-da-da-da-da. And next thing you know, his goofy ass comes walking out with all the jurors around, and I'm like, son of a bitch, I should have known.
All right, so it wasn't your trial. You had to wait because they ever decided on a jury trial.
They had to reschedule it for March 7th.
Well, you ought to thank me.
Why? I'm supposed to get dismissed.
Well,
thanks.
all right.
Now I can't go get my gun. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that just got more fun as it went on.
All right, I'm still confused. Were you representing him or not?
No, I don't think so.
All right, he was talking. Okay, I got it. He just pissed because he had to wait.
Presumably so.
All right. Any more calls? Which one? 3? Is it about me and lorazepam?
Yes, it is.
I have no interest.
Okay.
Why?
I ran out.
You can get it refilled.
Well, I got to wait another 3 or 4 days.
Why? Because you took too many of them.
Yeah.
God, Trey, hook him up.
I got you back.
I got some too.
You know what? At this point, I'm going to get a bottle. I don't need it. I'm just going to have it. It'll be your extra stash.
I haven't really noticed not having it. The only reason I was edgy earlier in the show is because Chloe's an idiot.
Stop. Well, okay, you sleep? You still sleeping and waking up focused?
Yeah.
And no anxiety?
Yeah. What'd you give me, Trey?
Lorazepam?
No, the other one.
The other one?
Oh, hydrocodone.
Yeah, I took that.
Oh, my God.
That's for pain.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Just in case something comes overnight.
You don't need that.
I still slept.
Well, yeah, but you popping a bunch of pills.
Yeah. I got the Adderall to get up in the morning.
Okay.
We have time for more news?
Yeah.
All right, good, Dan.
According to a new survey by Comcast, 24% of women say that on Sunday they're looking forward to watching the Super Bowl commercials more than the actual game. And 17% of men said that they're only watching the Super Bowl for commercials as well.
What's the line on the game now, Trey?
12.5.
For the
Patriots.
That's still too much for me to go on.
It's a big number. But
and it's still a screw job. You bet on the Patriots, they don't win by 2 touchdowns, you get jacked. And the over-under is now what?
Still think it's at 50, 53.
Who made the noise?
Me, that's high. I mean,
is there anything worth betting on? I know they have the coin toss and the other things, but the big things?
As far as the game goes?
Yeah.
No.
Are you going to bet anything?
I'm going to bet a little bit, and then I'm going to go back and see how teams are playing, and then I'll bet the halftime line.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yes.
You do that as the game's going on?
Well, during halftime, yeah.
I may do that.
I can call you in, because when you know how the teams are playing and what's going on, then you have a good idea of who to take in the second half.
All right. I think it was 3 years ago, the first Super Bowl when I was dating Amy. Mm-hmm. Both of us picked a team. Obviously, the Cowboys weren't playing. And every time your team scored, the other one had to give the other one oral.
Kept you interested, didn't it, all the way through?
No. Because obviously I picked the boneheads. By the end of the game, I smell like farm-raised salmon.
Very, very nice. No, the Super Bowl's pretty well balanced. Everybody gets something.
All I saw was hair.
Don't do that this year.
Want a break here?
Yes.
All right, we'll be back.
They may be drinkers, Robin, but they're also human beings. We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. to the Russ Martin Show.
Who's on the hotline?
That is Johnny.
From where?
I don't know.
Hi, Johnny.
From still at Operation Kindness.
Well, you lost that gig.
I have 2 more weeks.
You want to talk about any of that, or you want to talk about the shelter?
I'll talk about some animals that we have.
Okay. What are you going to do after you're out of work?
You need any help down there at the station?
Got an eye patch?
No. No.
Have you thought that far?
Oh, sure. I think about it every day. Nothing lined up.
Is the animal industry, the animal shelter, something you want to stay with? You want to? Because originally you worked for who? PBS?
Yeah, KLLI.
How'd you go from that to Operation Kindness?
Well, when I came here on staff, I'd been a volunteer at Operation Kindness for over 11 years. So that was left to follow my heart.
Looked like a bad choice.
22 years wasn't a bad choice.
She lost her TV gig. Would you be interested if I looked into starting another shelter? You'd be interested in that?
I don't know. I've had a lot of people mention that, and I don't know. There aren't a lot of options for working with animals locally, and I'm not willing to relocate, leave Dallas area. So,
well, and I mentioned this on the air the other day when all of this came down of the restructuring at the shelter, and you didn't like the way things were going, and you said, all right, you know what, I'll resign in the middle of February. And then they tell you in an email, hey, you know what,
now
you're out now. But the worst thing is the animals are still there. They have no clue what's going on.
Oh, absolutely.
They didn't make any of these decisions. It's not like you're leaving. All of a sudden, all the animals are adopted, and then we start over.
Not like that at all, no.
So that's been the biggest thing that's left me in a funk is, what do you do?
Which way to go with it?
Yeah.
Because you hate for the animals to suffer. Because you got a few people at the shelter that are squirrely.
Well, and I got a really sweet call from one of your listeners, and he had some really kind things to say. And then he said, my family and I were going to come and adopt a pet there, but, now I don't know. And I don't want people to not come. These animals are wonderful, and, they need to be adopted. They need homes. Like I said, they have absolutely nothing to do with anything, political going on. And the shelter still needs, financial support to care for these animals. So this is the organization is wonderful, and in my mind, it's very clear that our the board of directors is totally separate from the organization itself. So the people are different from the organization. So
no, I understand. I don't know if I can stay on the advisory board and continue to go to the meetings.
Well, and you've been a regular attendee. You've never missed a meeting.
Never been to one.
They never told me.
There's a reason for that.
8 years I'm on the board of advisors. They don't tell me dick.
It was honorary.
No, I believe the advisory board, is it honorary?
Yeah.
Well,
it's an honor for us to have you on our advisory board.
Yeah. All right. What's at the shelter this week?
Well, we have a really cute dog that I think is appropriately named. His name is Gavin, and he's a pit bull.
Male?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, of course. He's 7 months old. He's black and white.
God. How does he pee?
Stop it. Let Gavin up.
That's good.
I didn't name him. Someone else did.
All right.
His name is Gavin, and he's a cute little guy, 7 months old. We also have a beautiful 15-month-old black lab who weighs 70 pounds. He's housebroken. He's good with dogs. His owners just couldn't give him the attention that he needs. And I'm talking all about big dogs today. Mustafa, who is a 1-year-old beautiful dog, a cream-colored shepherd, and he is missing his right ear. He came to us that way, and it's just not there. So
how old is he? How old is he?
He is 1 year old.
Never thought about one ear.
No. You let this go?
Go ahead, Johnny.
Can I mention one more?
Sure.
Okay, one more big dog, and this is one of your favorite breeds, the Coonhound. This is Tucker. He's also 1 year old. This is really his legal name. I mean, his legal breed, a treeing Walker Coonhound.
How big do those get?
He's probably about 55 pounds.
That's a big Coonhound.
Looks like a tall, leggy foxhound, sort of.
Most of them do. What does he enjoy doing in his free time?
Well, he's a hound, so he howls a lot.
He what?
He howls a lot.
Oh.
Because he's a hound.
And movies? I hit the laughing at.
No.
Didn't quite hear that, but I guess it's okay, huh?
He likes sports. All right. How old is what's his name? Mustafa?
Mustafa only has 1 ear. This is Tucker is the Coonhound.
All right. How old is Tucker?
Tucker is 1 year. Mustafa is 1 year. Duke, the black lab, is 15 months. And Gavin, the pit bull, is 7 months. But he's an American Staffordshire Terrier mix. He's a cutie.
Oh, okay.
Just like Gavin is a cutie.
All right. Anything we can do for you in the interim?
No. I appreciate all your emails.
I also had a special email account because the Johnny at Operation Kindness is obviously going to go on away in a couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. So we set up England at russmartin.com. Okay. And that'll automatically go to Johnny. Figured that was easier to spell than Johnny because she's got a different spelling. So you can respond to those or do whatever you want with them.
Well, I appreciate it. I will absolutely respond to everyone. So we've actually been getting some calls and some voicemails. I mean, some voicemails and some emails, both from listeners passing on their thoughts on this current situation. So those are being passed along. I've actually not gotten any of those, but those are being passed along to the appropriate people.
Okay. Well, if you think of something, you know where I am.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
All right. What do I do with this?
This one, you're going to follow your gut. I don't know. I have a feeling she's going to land somewhere, and you can support her there. And if you don't feel comfortable, back away from Operation Kindness. The dogs will still be there. People will still support it. Everybody that goes to that shelter.
Well, but now you've already got people that have called and said, I was, and now I'm not.
That's crappy. Well, and she said, don't do that.
Well, the dogs are the innocent victims. The cats are the innocent victims in all of this.
Yeah, F the cats.
That's why I said them separate.
Well, we'll see if anything changes over the next couple of weeks, because I'm sure there's going to be...
Something's going to shake out one way or the other. And I got a feeling it's going to be the other.
All right. You got any more news, Dan?
I have two emails, one about Gavin, though, since we were just talking about Gavin and
Go ahead.
the dog. At a certain point, don't you think it's time to lay off of Gavin? I didn't write this. No, not only do you terrorize him, then you bitch slap him, made fun of him, and shoot his ass for not answering you quick enough. The fact that he's your boss doesn't seem to bother you. But can't you at least give him some sliver of respect and dignity like you would do almost anyone else?
Which answer do you want? Cute or real?
Real.
No.
You can't?
No.
I'll give you the cute one.
No.
All right, and the other one is, why can't you put cameras up in the studios? Some things are lost. Everett, you're going to appreciate this in a moment.
You already read that one?
I did? Oh, okay.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Did Everett see the face?
Yeah, let that one go. Nobody gets that.
It's funny.
I listened to the audio afterwards. Nobody gets it.
Okay, my bad. It's funny to watch. Maybe it's just a visual thing.
Trey, Everett was... Everett.
Yes.
Trey was trying to read an email.
Okay.
So I'm trying to make him stutter.
Right.
So it sounds funny on the air.
Gotcha.
So he's reading the email.
Yeah.
And I go like this. And everybody does that. So now the entire bit's lost because I'm doing a hands in the face at Trey. And nobody gets it.
Well, but we enjoy it.
Well, then here you go again. Go ahead, Dan. And Chuck seems to get the most out of it. Turn around, do it to him.
Yeah, you're right.
It was
He
just
really likes
face
that.
and hands in the air. It was just something to distract Trey. That's my buddy.
Consumer Reports says the best light beers for the Super Bowl are Busch Light, Keystone Light, and Natural Light. Those 3 beers are the only beers that were named the Consumer Reports best buys for the Super Bowl.
I've had enough Busch for the Super Bowl.
All 3 are, of course, inexpensive, and all 3 were ranked as being, quote, very good beers, which means they have a moderately complex flavor with floral, fruity, and boiled hops notes. And actually, their lowest rated beer was Beck's Premier Light, Amstel Light, Corona Light, and Heineken Premium Light were right above it.
I like Corona Light.
It's kind of a harsh beer, though. That's why you
No,
have
it's
to put
not.
lime in it. Yeah, Corona Light.
Hello?
No. It's good. Why do you have to put a lime in it to make it drinkable?
I got to do that with any beer. I don't like beer.
Oh, well, then you're really good with telling which one's good. I just think it's Mexican beers tend to be harsh. The Jamaican beer we had was that Red Stripe. But you get about 3 of them. You don't give a crap.
Yeah, you get on the bus. If you go to Jamaica, as soon as you get on the bus, they start handing you Red Stripes. Because
they want to get you plowed and let you keep buying them because it's the cheapest beer on the island and it serves their economy.
Go ahead, Dan.
The 5 sold-out concerts Garth Brooks did at the Staples Center in Los Angeles to help the victims of the California fires grossed over $3.8 million. That figure is based on ticket sales alone, and the total take will be higher. They're still collecting money people pledged during Garth Brooks Live in L.A., which was the 1-hour CBS special of the first concert on January 25th.
Actually, I saw, I don't know if it was live or not. I think it was on CBS. It was Garth Brooks this past week.
That's what it is. That's what he's talking about.
Was that live or no?
I believe that was taped.
Oh.
Yeah, but it'll come out.
But actually, I watched almost the entire thing.
Did you?
And I can't stand country music.
Garth is really a crossover. He is country, but
well, and also it might have been because it was pro-fire. Fighters.
Okay, I see. Yeah, they were doing that. But you enjoyed the concert. He's a real rock show, to be honest. He's not a pure country show. Rita McEntire, she's almost more Vegas than she is country. There's explosions and model airplanes flying around, and it's all kinds of stuff at her shows.
No, I couldn't see that.
Well, you saw Garth.
Well, the Garth thing, you're right. It was already on when I got home. I think I watched another hour of it.
Did he do anything fantastic like he did when he was here at Texas Stadium?
I didn't see that.
Well, did he fly? Did it rain inside the room? Did lightning, fire?
No, he just sang.
Okay.
And ended with
Friends in Low Places?
Yeah.
Very nice.
So, that was it. Go ahead, Dan.
George Takei says William Shatner can't be in the new Star Trek movie because Captain Kirk is dead. Take the new Star Trek movie. It's a prequel to the original series.
That's not why Sulu doesn't want him in the thing.
Why didn't Sulu want him?
Nobody from Star Trek can stand Shatner.
Really? I didn't know that. I'm not a Star Trekkie. I didn't know that. Why can't they? Was he just an ass in those days?
Yeah. He tried to go back and rearrange the scripts and have the close-ups mostly on him. I think it was even that way in the movies, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had his ass altered by Photoshop.
Shatner?
Yeah, by Photoshop in one of the Star Trek movies because he thought it was too big. So he had it. There was computer enhancement done to his ass.
Nobody wanted to work with him.
No, it's nobody. Well, what was the pointy-eyed Leonard Nimoy? I thought they were buddies.
Pointy-eyed?
Pointy ears. Leonard Nimoy.
He was Vulcan, not Asian.
I thought they were buddies.
Dan, you should move on.
Yes.
Do you even know anything about Star Trek?
No, I know nothing.
All right.
I know he was pointy.
I just knew Spock couldn't drive.
There is word floating around the internet that suspected wife killer Drew Peterson is interested in taking a polygraph on Fox's new lie detector show, Moment of Truth. Drew's fourth wife, Stacey Peterson, has been missing and presumed dead since last October. The body of his third wife was exhumed in November, and her death is now considered to be a homicide staged to look like an accident.
Everett, do you know about this? Not the Moment of Truth show. Is it Drew Peterson?
Drew Peterson.
That's the latest one.
Yes.
Okay, I don't want to confuse the two.
Right.
He's filed for a divorce from his wife.
Well, yeah, it's something new with him every few days. Wasn't there a radio contest he was going to be involved with? Win a date with Drew Peterson.
I didn't know about that one.
Oh yeah, that was a week or so ago.
The station pulled the plug on it before it could happen, but yes.
But he was all for it.
I still think that's genius.
It certainly got the attention.
As far as his story goes, I know she's not dead. I know she ran off. I know absolutely they're never going to find her. I'm going to go ahead and file for divorce. So that furthers his story.
Yeah, right.
Now, did he say, does it say he was actually going to go, what is it, Fox?
Yes.
Is he going to go on?
It just says is interested. Nothing confirmed.
Who else did they invite on?
Roger Clemens.
Yeah.
They haven't heard anything back on that one.
Yeah, well, about that.
Well, when you're at a hotel, do you look at it as a mini shopping spree and throw everything you can into your suitcase? You know,
Yes.
the soap, shampoo, towels, glasses, stationery, all that? According to a survey by TripAdvisor, 22% of people admit that they usually like to steal stuff from their hotel rooms. And according to the American Hotel and Lodging Association, that theft costs hotels an estimated $100 million a year.
You don't care. Why would you steal that crap? You have money, you can buy it.
I'm talking about the Robo Bar when you and I went to Chicago.
Yeah.
The Jenny Jones show paid for that.
But you cleaned it out.
Did they pay us anything to go to Chicago?
No, they never
Was
said
it a
they
pain in the
would.
ass?
Yes.
Did you want to be there?
No.
Well, then I'm emptying the Robo Bar.
You did. Couldn't believe you
Well,
stole
and you pay
everything.
for that ultimately anyway. I mean, like O'Malley said, they already factor that into the cost
We're
of your
stealing
room.
from the Robo Bar now. That's not
We
how they
had
sell
an
foods.
allowance for the room. We didn't get paid to go up there. There was no reason to do it. I still don't know why I went. And you were supposed to help me unplug the thing and try and take it.
If we're going to get out of the lobby with the Robo Bar.
Yeah. It's just the cost of doing business for the hotel.
We got 2 carry-ons this time.
Good.
Well, you know how we've always believed that chameleons can change their color to blend in with their surroundings and hide from predators. Well, it turns out they actually do it for sex. A study at the University of Melbourne in Australia has found that chameleons change their color to show off to members of the opposite sex, and it apparently has nothing to do with predators.
What?
Nothing. I don't have a punchline for it.
Oh, okay. Why is that funny?
Because it is.
Why? Why? I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Tell me.
No.
Yes.
No.
What is it? Tell me off here.
What about now? You get it?
I get it. I'm in. Wow.
Well, if you saw the Elvis Presley tribute Viva Las Vegas last fall on ABC, then you probably remember Faith Hill ripping through the Elvis classic, That's All Right Mama. The DVD release of the special is supposed to come out in the spring, but you won't have to wait that long to see Faith's performance again.
What did you just hand me, John?
That is the actual audio that's from the website.
I don't want to hear that. Don't we have anything uplifting to end on? It's almost 7 o'clock. We got to go.
Let me see here. Ooh, Great White.
All right.
If Great White is no longer interested in raising money for the surviving victims and the families of those who were killed in a 2003 nightclub fire that their pyrotechnics caused, Dee Snider of Twisted Sister is willing to step up. Dee is organizing a benefit concert for February 25th in Providence, Rhode Island.
I don't think it was the fact that Great White isn't interested. Didn't the family say they didn't want any money from them? Or they didn't want to have them involved with any
I'm
fundraisers?
sure that was the story. The family stepped up and went, why don't you guys just not do it? So that's when they decided they would do the other thing, which is the
seals?
Seals, yeah.
Flo, do we have that? That's a yes or a no? A yes or a no?
No.
Slap him.
Damn.
So anyway, Dee is organizing one. Here's something to pay attention to the next time a bartender or a waiter is telling you a list of drinks. When they say one of the drinks, they might nod their head just slightly, just a little bit. That's actually a technique called the Sullivan nod. It was invented by a restaurant consultant named Jim Sullivan, who found that if you nod like that, it makes people 60 to 70% more likely to order the item you said while you did the nod.
What is it, Trey?
Yeah, something else Everett missed this week is the David Lee Roth bathroom audio.
Oh, my God. What is that?
Is that on the we didn't run through, especially since we've run out of stuff. Did we go through anything worth on the best of?
No.
Oh, for a weekend review? Actually, I didn't have the David Lee Roth thing on the weekend review.
All right.
I did have Bill Clinton, track 2, the audio we had with him where he's talking to a group of people, and that 9 one 9/11 conspiracy theorist jumps in on him.
Got it. Did you say there was Clinton audio?
Clinton audio is on the news disc. Now, he's talking somewhere to a group, and a heckler comes out. It's cut number 19 on the news disc. And he's talking. The heckler starts talking about 9/11 being an inside job.
All right.
Now, I just like the way he handles it. I don't like the way he handled anything else.
What are you screaming about? Let him talk.
Support a new investigation into the attacks of 9/11.
Are you one of those that was an inside job, guys? Well, let me tell you something.
Why don't you come up here and kiss the first penis?
That's not far off what he said.
Here it is right here.
You can tell he took...
You might as well see it. Everybody else has. Come kiss on the first penis.
I'll show you a conspiracy.
Here, I'll pull it up and you kiss the first ball. And there's the second ball just to the other side of it.
Okay.
You want to smell A-Ho 1? All right, I found the David Lee Roth. You want to end with that?
Yeah, it's funny.
All right. You didn't hear this?
I haven't heard this.
Somebody found the dry track of David Lee Roth singing Running with the Devil.
Okay.
So you just got him and nothing else.
Okay.
So we cut it down.
And this is recent?
No, it's the original. I don't know how they got the track.
Oh, okay.
All right. Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Well, I can't listen to that song anymore.
There. That's the way you end the show.
Yeah.
Let's go, Chuck. All right, Dan, let's go.
All right. For more information about the Russ Martin Show, including pictures, videos, and more, go to russmartin.com. To answer any question you may have about the show, go to russmartin.info. To instant email the show and only during the show, send that to studio@russmartin.com. Other show websites, johndavidryan.com, danantassos.com, djclo.com, treytrenholm.com, and for Chuck on the keyboards, chuckwheat.com. To reach Ever Newton, the rock and roll attorney, call his office at 214-823-LAWS or his website, dallasattorney.com. To make a donation or adopt a pet with Operation Kindness.
What is it, Dan? I mean, Everett.
I'm just laughing at you, man.
Oh, good.
To make a donation or adopt a pet with Operation Kindness, call 972-418-PAWS or their website, operationkindness.org. The official caterer of the Russ Martin Show is Sugar Babies Barbecue. Their website, sugarbabiesbbq.com. Limo service is provided by Limo George. His website, limogeorge.com. Russ gets his guitars and band equipment from the Guitar Center. Their website, guitarcenter.com. The official liquor store of the Russ Martin Show is Majestic Fine Wine and Spirits. Their website is majesticliquors.com. The official photographer of the Russ Martin Show is Jim March. His website, jimmarch.com. And the official site for Live 105.3 is live1053.com.
Since you've already ruined the song for me forever, why don't we hear it again?
All right.
Oh, yes.
All right, see you guys Monday.
You You can now listen to The Russ Martin Show anytime you want on the web at russmartin.info.